Hey again, everybody. Still wearing my Skeleseller shirt. For those who didn't see in the morning, gonna go back to wearing proper shirts after this. Also have the hiccups. Here we formulate. Yeah, so where we left off this morning is with an unfun task, which is trying to get something to show up in camera space. And at a zoom level of 1, this is working. So you can see as I pan this around, the dialogue is being stuck to the edge of the screen. And that's what I want. But then at a zoom level of 2, this doesn't work anymore. And it shouldn't be that hard to figure out what's going wrong here. Problem is, it's really hard to think in terms of these coordinates that we're seeing here. So as we zoom in, we're changing the dialogue position and also presumably it's, excuse me, oh my God, stupid hiccups, the anti-streamer device. It's also changing the size of this thing. Yes, it is. So as you zoom in, this is getting larger. Yeah. And like I said, the reason this is so tough is because it's hard to know what position this thing should be at. Like we're moving the dialogue over. And when zoomed in, it should be exactly the same thing. I think the problem has to do with these things that's going on over here. So dialogue rect is also multiplied by the transform, but we decided that that was wrong because it's going to take the different origin, into account. So what I want to do is, I guess then if we're not taking the origin into account, then this is just going to be changing the zoom level. Hey, Darkstorm. Dialogue rect.size, yeah. Global position. No, the global position does need to take that into account. Yeah, that's the part I don't understand. I want to try this again and just make this be the dialogue rect. I know this is wrong. I don't remember why. Yeah. Let's try running it. Boo. Thanks. The hiccups are gone. They'll eventually go away. Just a post-lunch thing sometimes. All right. So yeah, they do this sliding thing, which actually, I don't know why that's happening. The sliding. Why is that happening? Oh, because of the origin being taken into account twice. Hey, Rami, thank you very much. Okay, I think I understand. Yeah, so we can't do this. Excuse me. Ugh. It's gonna be this sort of thing. Size divided by camera zoom. Maybe these are times and this is divided by, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. And maybe we'll just stumble upon the answer at some point. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this is pretty close. It's off by just a little bit, and it's hard to know why. Okay, it's got to be something based on a factor of the zoom here. It has to be. Yeah. But what exactly? The position is changing by too much? Maybe then it's this at the end? Yeah, maybe it's that. We just don't move where this thing is. Oh, I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah, now it just disappears. Which would suggest that it's off by a factor of 1.5, which would be what's going on here. So what else could it be then? Global position times camera zoom, size times camera zoom, and divide by it at the end. Hmm. And when we do this, it's just off probably by a factor of 1.5. That's my guess. And I the only other thing I could think of is that somehow I'd also need to multiply this, although I'm multiplying the zoom 3 times. And I don't think that's what should be happening here. But who knows, maybe. And like I said, I'm just gonna try random things if I can't figure anything else out. No, it's definitely not that. It's gonna be 2.25 if I do that. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. I mean, we could try one more time dividing by zoom here, because I guess technically, wait, why did I think that the camera zoom's applying twice? Because we're zoomed in, and then we also uh, apply the canvas transform. That definitely doesn't sound correct. Okay, this is interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, very interesting. It like kind of sort of works. Wow, weird. Okay. Yeah, it's sticking to the screen a little bit more. Like here it shouldn't be. It must think that the size of the screen is wrong. How is that happening? Maybe we just don't multiply here. It's so weird. Excuse me. Uh, I'd love to figure this out. Because the work isn't even done once we figure this out. Then we have some other changes we got to make. Like I'm kind of hacking the camera in right now. Okay, that doesn't help. But that's a step in the wrong direction, I think. Which hints to us that maybe we need to... What did I do? I was multiplying, and then I tried not multiplying. What if... Wait, I was a step in the wrong direction, though. What if we multiplied this twice? And if this turns out to be the problem, then I gotta say, I do not understand this. Yep, the shirt will do that, Pneumatist. Probably. No one can say for sure. No, this is also wrong. Okay, out of curiosity, as long as I'm multiplying everything by just random numbers here, what if we also multiply that? It's like a problem that needs a sketching program. I've done this historically on stream, like tried figuring this stuff out. I've sketched it out. I've written things, but the problem that I have with this sort of issue is that I don't know what the coordinates should be. Oh my god, I think we just did it. What? Why do we need to multiply twice? Yeah, this is working. Wow. Well, that's something. Yeah, it just works now. Excuse me. Of course, you can zoom into the level where then you can't see anything, but that's okay because they can only be for tooltips. Okay, well, I cannot say I understand this, but we did it. Yeah, that's it. We got it working. Why do we need to multiply twice and then divide twice? That means that the camera's doing the same thing. And I kind of had a feeling about this. I guess to get the camera's rectangle, we're multiplying here, which suggests to me that all we need to do is get the viewport rect. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna copy paste this because we know this is working. Although even if we didn't copy paste it, I guess we could always just look at the VOD. But this is definitely working. Delete the comments. Tab it back. It doesn't really matter. Okay, here's what I think will also work. Gonna delete that. I think we could have stopped changing the... Oh, we need the camera's coordinates though. We would have needed like excuse me, what is this? We got it. The viewport rect isn't ever going to change, right? I got to print that out. So I haven't changed anything now, have I? No, I haven't. All right, yeah. I want to see what's the viewport rect. Viewport rect. Because I think this only changes with the size of the game window. This is in physics process just for the sake of testing. I needed a function that was definitely getting called all the time. All right, viewport rect does not change with the camera. Yeah. But we have the camera's zoom and we have the origin change inside of this. So if we zoom in all the way, this is at 8x zoom, so we're multiplying the viewport by 8. And we have, let me scroll up to here. Oh, this probably won't work very well. Excuse me. Yeah, we have the rectangle, the position just seems messed up. Yeah, that's the part I don't get. Oh, I wonder what the camera position is. I'm glad we at least figured this out. Because this was ridiculous. Global position, yeah. Let's see. And then if this prints, I guess, these numbers divided by 8, then I think I understand what's going on. And I think I'd be able to write a slightly better version of this myself. So camera position, I don't know what zoom level we're at. So let's zoom to a level that I definitely know. This. Camera position is negative 572. I want to take a snapshot of this so it stops scrolling. Okay, well, whatever. Let's just stop the program. 572. Negative 130. Oh, I see. We're centered on the screen. So it's negative 572 minus half of the width is negative 1072, and negative 130 minus half of the height is negative 656. So center of the camera is what we see, minus half. All right, so it's camera dot position dot x, global position dot x. Excuse me, sorry, minus viewport rect dot width divided by 2. Okay, so with that in mind, then when we zoom, if it's the same amount, I don't know what our zoom level is here. I think it's 3. I think it starts at 3. So let's see what that is now too. Do you prefer print debugging over breakpoints because it's easier to have frames are processed? You don't want to break 60 times per second? Yeah, especially because when I want to move stuff around, then it becomes a lot easier to see via prints. I do not like using prints when it comes to like, hey, here's a bug that just is one function call. In that case, I will debug it and like step in and see what changes. But yeah, these are just really tough because they're a bunch of continuous values. But hi, Tequila, and hi, Batman. Excuse me. I have had the hiccups for a little bit, and I will probably have them for the next like 5 minutes or so at least. Okay, so what do we have here now? The camera position is negative 640. And then we subtract 1500 times 3. Is that right? No, it's not. We're zoomed into look at 3. Yeah. 3. What is that then? Maybe this times 3 minus that times 3? No, not quite. Yeah, I don't know. If only it was actually spooky. Fill your lungs with air and hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. I think I've tried pretty much everything, and I don't think it's ever worked. Divide by 2. I'm already dividing by 2 by turning 3,000 into 1,500 here. But maybe there's something else going. Oh, wait. No, sorry, it's the viewport rect. What am I doing? Yeah, sorry, I'm using the wrong numbers. 640 minus 500. It'd be this times 3, but then this also needs to be times 3. That's not gonna be enough. If I multiply that by 2, what do we get? No, it's still not enough. What is going on then? Viewport rect 3000, 1500. No. Something else is happening here. Excuse me. Maybe what we're supposed to do is negative 640 minus 500, 1140. That times 6 now. I don't know. Punch yourself in the diaphragm. I think I'll just wait. What am I looking for now? Camera rect calculation. What I'm looking for is this code, excuse me, this code works that I have here for exactly what I'm trying to do, but I have to multiply by the zoom twice and then divide by the zoom twice. And it's not even a problem. I just want to understand why that's happening. And it's trying to figure out, how do I get this value without the zoom being computed twice so that I wouldn't need to do that. But the reason why this isn't a problem is because the zoom is what, a float? I actually don't know what this is. This is, well, probably float. Yeah, it's a float. So I could have just done something like float zoom squared equals camera zoom times camera zoom, and then just use that everywhere. So we multiply by it and then we divide by it. Cannot implicitly convert. Oh, whoops. Oh, I guess we have to do something like this. There we go. We could also just make it a vector, I suppose. Either one's fine, but it doesn't make a difference. Let's try this. I feel like the hiccups are slowly going away. So thanks for scaring me, everyone. Also, hi, Sandramics. All right, so is this working? Yeah, this is working. And that's why I say it's not really a problem. We can still keep this on the screen. It's a little jittery because I can't drag from the dialogue, but that's not an issue. I'm like, this is a pseudo representation of the problem. But yeah, looks like it's good. Yeah. Okay, well, now we need to apply it to the tooltips, which you'd think would be easy, but I actually have some other things I need to do here. The other problem I have is this. I don't want to have to get the current camera here. And I guess if we could do things entirely in terms of canvas transforms, then this would work. Okay, let me print this thing out. So this is working dialogue rectangle. And what's the other thing I want to test? Oh yeah, the dialogue rect times canvas transform. So we do global rect. Oh, maybe it should have just been the regular rectangle. How do you get the regular rectangle? Excuse me. Get rect. There it is. Yep. Times get canvas transform. Okay, maybe that's the thing I was confused by earlier. I was computing the global one, which probably already took the canvas transform into account. Are they the same? They are not the same. No. Get wrecked, noob. Yeah, it's not working. All right, well, it's not probably worth doing this. I just need to figure out how we're gonna get the camera, because for whatever reason, getting it from the root window wasn't working. I'll just take a look at this and see if this is the same. I doubt it's gonna be the same. No, they're not the same. All right, well, then just don't worry about that, I guess. So let's put this back to how it was. So if we want to do this for tooltips, we have a couple of problems. One, we need the tooltip to know whether it should be positioned in screen coordinates or in world coordinates. So that's one problem. And two is that we need the camera. Excuse me. Oh my God. Stupid hiccups. Just mute myself for the next like 20 minutes. All right, so this function needs to be somewhere. Let's put it in screen positioner, I guess. It's just a static function, so it doesn't really matter. In fact, actually, this is the same function twice, isn't it? All I did is find and replace. So this is really just clamp to some rectangle. Yeah, I don't think there's any difference in here. In fact, if we just replace camera rect with viewport rect, are these the same function? Yes. Okay, well then we don't need this. It should just be called, it's called clamp to screen, but I guess, you know what I could do? Let's just do this for now. If we really want to keep this same name, camera rect and rect. Yeah, there. Okay, and then I'll just write it to do rename clamp to screen. I don't want to do it yet. That's a very easy cleanup thing to do. All right, next up, we go back to the higher adventure dialog. Is that where I was doing this? Yeah. Delete that, call screen positioner dot clamp to camera. Okay, now all of this needs to be done via the tooltip. Excuse me. We're just going to get rid of this. Technically, anytime the window changes, we need to do this too. So position near mouse. This is the code we want to use for this. And this is going to be the tooltip position, right? Excuse me. Oh, man. All right. Now what do we have here? Camera rect. Get viewport rect times that. Yeah, this should be fine. But there's some problem here. Why is this red? Oh, because it already exists up here. Okay, let's try that out. One thing this helps is focus on breathing consciously. Manual override. I gotta press the on-off switch that's right behind my ear and just shut down for a little bit. Yeah. I should try that. Okay, yeah, this looks like it's working. It's really hard to tell because there's a bunch of blank space. So maybe instead of saying hello world, it should actually say something reasonable. Where's that coming from here? Instance.text equals hello world. Okay, so this is some text that is slightly longer than just hello world. Hi, crows. I think it's working. Yeah, I don't think it's going off screen. What about at the bottom? No, yeah, I think it's working. Yep, perfect. Okay. So this is the logic we want. This will technically be broken if you can somehow resize the screen while your mouse is pointing here and somehow still have it point at the same thing, which you could technically do if you were to like make your window snap to half the size. But I don't really think that's a big deal, right? You would just highlight over this again. You'd hover over it again and it would just fix itself. This is also technically a problem, which is that if it's positioned over where your mouse currently is, that is going to jitter like that. But that's because the tooltip is set to take your focus and it just shouldn't be. Make sure I only do that when I hover tooltips. Yep. All right, where is that tooltip? Where did I put it? Here? Yeah, I think we just set mouse to, oh, it's already set to ignore. Oh, this is not set to ignore. Oh, whoops, we can just set this to ignore. I think that should fix that. Let's try it again. And then I just got to figure out how we're going to store the camera. I actually don't know how we're supposed to do that. So, okay, I go to the bottom of the screen, and how did I get that to work? I hovered here, but it was somehow covering the control itself. Now it's not even covering it. I don't know how we fixed that. Maybe it was over here. Oh, there we go. No, that's not fixed. Why is it happening though? It should be ignoring all mouse input. Tooltip has ignore. Was everything set to ignore? excuse me. This is, I'm just going to set everything to ignore. I don't know if that's going to help this, but let's try it. Then if we launch from here, is the merge link correct? Depends on where you got it from. The document has a whole bunch of them, and you need to click the one that's closest to your country, I guess. And I'm not sure how to just provide one link unless I use a third-party service like Genius. So how about the same as an input in Godot? They both, and Hover relies on having mouse input, so it should be that if I, yeah, there we go, we just fixed it. Okay, so yeah, one of the controls underneath this was taking in mouse input, so this is working how I wanted to now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so how do we do a couple of things? Never heard a person excusing himself for 10 minutes straight. Yeah. I hope they're done pretty soon. Talking and not paying attention to my breathing is probably not helping. Okay, so the camera. Let's try that out. I don't think this is gonna work, but let's see. Get tree root camera 2D. Because if this does work, then great. We don't have to use this stupid hack. But if it's null and it causes a bunch of errors, then I guess we have to store it. I just don't know how else we would do this. Problem is, I don't know why this would even be null ever. Yeah, it just throws an exception. Why is that happening though? You should be able to get the camera this way. Maybe the root isn't what I expected it to be. Put a breakpoint there. Yeah, there's more important stuff. I mean, there is. The hiccups are just a minor annoyance. The game has to be done. All right, root is a window. This should be the root of like everything, right? So what are its children? Count as 1. It is a control. I don't even know what this is. What's the name of this? Town scene. Wait, that's not what I would expect. Town scene. Unless that's called, oh, it is called town scene. Oh man. This is the reverse naming that I don't think should be there. But yes, that is the root. Okay, so then trying to get the camera, I guess it can't because there are multiple cameras. So I need the camera of the town. No, but there's only one active camera. Which must mean that there's somehow a second camera? Out of curiosity, can we like set one as active? Set active, active. No, there's no active. How do you activate a camera then? Active. Enabled. If true, the camera will become the main camera when it enters the scene tree. That should be true, right? It is. Yeah, this is good though. Yeah. So it already is set. There's make current, forces it to become current. We could try that out, I suppose. Camera ready, make current. I don't know why that would be needed. Because I don't even think we have a second camera. Because we never made an instance. Does that somehow fix this? Does this exist now? No, it still doesn't. Okay, yeah, no clue. I might need to, this probably has to do with sub viewports. I'm nearly positive of it now, actually. Yeah, it must. Yeah, we have a viewport right there. So I bet if we went down to the viewport, then this would probably work. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna copy the path to this, and we're gonna see if we can get that to function. It's gonna be get tree, get root, get node, and it's just gonna be some node. Who cares? And the path is gonna be that. Why is this failing? Oh, because it wants a camera, and then we do get active camera or get whatever that thing is called. Oh no, then we get the viewport, and then we get the camera. Oh, what a stupid thing. All right, does it work though? Did it? Node not found relative to root. Okay, well, that's a different problem. Town view container, town viewport. I wonder why that's not found. It said it was the town scene. That is strange. Maybe we have to set. Maybe we have to put town scene in this. I don't know why that would be needed. Because I don't think you ever include the current node in there. Different from what you remembered. It has changed a lot over the years. Hey, that seems to have worked. So now if we get rid of the breakpoints, does this function correctly? Oh wait, the only way we can tell is over here. Yeah, yeah, I think it is. Is there a way for us to put this on the other side of the screen? No, because the guilds is over there, and we can only shrink the window so much. Yeah. There's one other issue I noticed though. So that this text looks bad when zoomed to this level. Why is that the case? Why is that the case? Everything else looks crisp. Why doesn't that look crisp? Thanks, Superman. Oh, we have Superman and Batman here. Look at this. Where's Batman's message there? Well, it gets better when you zoom in, but yeah, I'm not sure why when you're zoomed out, this doesn't look as good. Hey, Mike and the rest. All right, well, that's kind of a, who cares? Who cares about that problem? Okay, so do we have anything about get camera 2D in my notes? No, we don't. I want to go write something about that. What IDE is that? That is VS Code. Yeah, I don't have anything about this, do I? No, I don't. Okay, well, let's just put something over here. Get camera 2D, keyword get camera 2D, returns null. This seems to happen when your active camera is in a sub viewport. You would need to get, e.g. this code. What's the code I had? Get tree, get root, this. There, yeah. This is true. Or I'll just say this is null, yeah. See that when your active camera is in a sub viewport, get tree dot root will return the. Oh, I wonder if there's a way around that. Maybe the sub viewport container has a thing for that. Does it have any camera settings? No, I don't think so. Camera, no, it doesn't. Is it difficult to attach a debugger to Godot script in VS Code? I don't think so, but it's been a while since I've done that. Actually, maybe you can't easily do that. Maybe I debugged GD script from Godot and C# from VS Code. related to the 1x, 2x thing in the escape menu? It was, although that wasn't for controls, I think. Let me do this and go to 1x. I guess it does look crisp there. Why is that happening? I guess because it's being scaled up by 2x. Yeah. And at this point, it's being scaled up by 2x. But yeah. Okay. I think that's just bound to look bad. Well, why does this look good then? It's only, okay, it's when it's in world coordinates. Oh, because it's subject to the camera zoom. That's why. The camera zoom is 1x right now. But I guess that doesn't matter. It's that it's still being scaled up through the 2x thing. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know what we can do about that. But that's not the problem for right now. So let's write this. Get tree.root will return the rootmost node, which just doesn't seem to be aware of an active camera. Yeah. To fix this, you can potentially just path to your sub viewport node, e.g. this. Path to sub viewport dot get viewport dot get camera 2D. Is that Obsidian? Yeah, that's Obsidian. I wonder if I put that in my programs thing. Yeah, I did. Okay. That was not meant to call you out. I was just curious if I had put it there or not. So now what's the elegant way of us doing this? Because the problem is we won't know that we want this to be in the town scene just because it's a tooltip. You might have a tooltip in the world space. I guess what we could do is we can go up. Oh wait, why do we even do this? Couldn't we just do get viewport get camera 2D? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm a dummy sometimes. Let's see if that works. I'm pretty sure it will though. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Wow. Yep. Well, that's dumb. This is why we write notes though. So what should I say? Okay, when I'll just say when this happened to me, I was doing this and it was returning null. Turns out that it's because I had a scene tree like this. Root, what do we have? Where is this thing? Tooltip, somewhere in the UI. Oh, it's not in the same scene tree. Is that why? No, it's not why. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Root sub viewport. Well, let me write out the whole stupid thing here. What is a sub viewport container and then a sub viewport and then a town of the camera. Sub viewport container, sub viewport, camera 2D. And I guess like element with a script trying to get the camera. Yeah. So the problem is that my active camera is in a sub viewport, but get tree.root will return the rootmost node, not your sub viewport. To fix this, just call get viewport dot get camera 2D. And it'll get the like nearest viewport ancestor. Is that a Skeleseller shirt? Yes, it is. Oh, no problem, Panoramics. Yeah, I've had a lot of questions about my workflow. The other thing you're probably interested in is Espanso. which lets you do something like backtick sscom and type out skeleseller.com. Well, wait, what's that website, you ask? Oh my God, it's for some sort of hit new game. Amazing. Anyway, it is great for typing things. So like infrastructure, I don't ever want to type out. Kubernetes, I don't ever want to type out. Organization or, a prototype or something like that. Actually, prototype, I don't ever mind typing out. So I have something for that. But yeah, I have a lot of those. And I've got my matches online too. Is this Sublime? This is VS Code. So we fixed everything except for one thing, I think. And it's that we want to get the local mouse position or the global mouse position. So somehow we need to know that which coordinate space we should be in. And in this case, what are we doing? We're putting this on party section by class. This only exists in one place, right? Yeah, hiring adventurers. Okay, so totally fine. I don't care about this. We have tooltip on parent. And then the tooltip itself. I think the tooltip itself can know that it's in world space or not. Excuse me. That's here. We don't know for sure it's going to be here though, right? Okay, what's the difference between the local and the global position? Yeah, what's the difference between these things? gd.print. It is mouse position. And then I want the mouse local position. Yeah. Might be some shirt design. Yeah. Hit new game. Probably hearing about it everywhere. Probably people coming up to you on the street saying, hey, have you played Skeleseller yet? All right, these are drastically different numbers. Oh, man, what do we do then? Oh, you don't need to be a Mac user to use Espanso. It's on Linux and Windows as well. In fact, I'd be surprised if your OS doesn't support it. Why does 200 work for this? Oh, because we're adding it to the same place that this dialogue is. Ah, so in this case, we can know to get the local position. All right, so the tooltip itself needs to be aware of that. Like private bool fetch local mouse position. Actually, this can be public. What am I talking about? Public get set. All right, what do we say for this? This is Barista wouldn't take my order until she showed me the website. Hey, I'll take a tall latte. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second there. Have you seen this? She pulls out her phone and then a tablet and then puts it on the TVs behind. You're like, yeah, I actually have. I mean, that guy stream all the time. She's like, okay, tall latte. Yeah, sure. Here you go. She just whips it at you. So in this case, the tooltip is added. Darn it, it's so hard to formulate this sentence. It's in the same space as what you're hovering over. No, but isn't that always true? Why is this? Scheme hover over. Why would local position not work all the time? What happens if we do this? We hire this and then we go over to here and we hover over this. Why is this working? I don't understand anything anymore. Position near mouse. I'm so confused. Yeah, I'm so confused. This gets called by like everything. Yeah. How is this not totally breaking everything then? No idea. We don't accept cash. If you could bring me 3 green potions and a sword, yeah, I'll accept that. And yeah, Cinestella, this is why I think it's good to have some surface area with other developers, whether through your job or through school or through the internet, just so you can find out what other people do, because you never know. And small things can sometimes really help your workflow. I'm glad I can help in that way. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, it's only these tooltips. So when I fully zoom in, why are these not getting repositioned? This is the part I don't understand. This code is getting hit, right? If I put a breakpoint here, it's not letting me do that. Probably because I pressed enter at some point. Let's try that again. Oh, I could tell that it's getting hit because I would see it print out, but I guess this is the same. In fact, let's turn that off for a second. That way I can build this without messing everything up. Okay, so now when I hover over this stuff, yes, it is definitely working. But then it's throwing an exception. Oh, it's not running this code because it can't find a camera because this is in the UI and the UI doesn't have one. Well. So really, truly, this comes down to, is it in world space or not? Why did the get mouse position thing not mess up then? Is it just that they're similar enough that this doesn't matter? I don't see what the difference. Yeah, I don't see what the difference is. 358. Local position is 109. Those are drastically different, and yet this looks fine. I did not make the graphics, so how I made them is other people made them. And how they made them, I don't know how. There's an asset pack, and then Quickie Joe is making work on top of that. Quickie Joe, I think, is using Photoshop. I'm not sure if it's exclusively Photoshop at this point, but I think it's primarily Photoshop. Excuse me. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't stop hiccuping. I feel bad for all of you right now. You have to deal with this. It's not like painful to hiccup or anything. It's painful to be hiccuped at. All right, we're going to try changing this to get mouse position. No, wait a second. This is on the viewport. Control get parent. Why do I gotta figure out why this was even needed. Game assets in Photoshop, other graphics in Illustrator. Gotcha. And thanks for chiming in, by the way. So yeah, why does this work? No one has ever said hiccup that. I'm the first. No, now it's way over there. What in the world? What did I have here? It used to be get viewport, get mouse position. Then we added something. Then we clamped to the, like, the clamping isn't happening then. All right, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about this for right now. We just got to figure out what this represents. Yeah. Just got to figure that out. So in this particular case, we want this to happen. Yeah, I don't get it. All right, let's delete some of this stuff. Oh, let's go back. This is like the new working logic for world space. And this is what we used to have. I just don't know how any of this worked. All right, tooltips looking good. Did they get clamped correctly? Oh, right, we couldn't test that because of where this is on the screen. Are you doing consulting or anything else to help content creation? No, just 100% content creation. I'm glad you liked the video too. I didn't know a sprite is free if you built it. Interesting. I'm guessing it's easy to build too. How's it like building a game in an engine like Godot compared to building Botland without any engines? So Botland still used things like Pixie for rendering and Howler for audio. If I'm making a game, I want a proper game engine. So Botland was more of a pain to write. However, it was nice that I had HTML as the UI layer. That was nice. We can't put any of these off screen, can we? Wait, are these even the same tooltips? Tooltip on parent. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. This can't be what's used, right? No, it's not. We just call show on this, which is canvas item, set text is tooltip. Yeah. Then we call position your mouse. Yep. So if you made Botland today, you'd use Godot. Or would you use Godot? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Part of what was nice about doing things in the web world is Blockly exists. And Blockly is like a web component. They don't have just a thing you can look at. Yeah, this. So like I didn't want to make this whole library. Although if I were to make it, I guess, I don't know, I could have customized it to meet my needs. I think it would have been really hard to do though. And then same thing with typing in code and getting syntax highlighting and everything. Those things are all already sort of solved on the web. So maybe what I would have done is used Godot for like the game and then had some sort of overlay that was somehow a web component. I don't know how hard that would have been to do. I don't know what problems that would have caused. I feel like that's sort of the ideal way of making games. UI and HTML and game engine for the game stuff. I should not be as confused as I am about this. Every single tooltip, literally every tooltip in the game so far has needed this code. And now this one new thing needs this code. And I can't figure out how to describe it in plain English. Why? And I'm the one who wrote this and I'm the one who came up with all this stuff. What is the skill tree doing when you hover over a button? Show and update tooltip. Tooltip.show. This is just a tooltip, right? Yeah, it is. Why are these not in local coordinates though? Because of where the tooltip is positioned? Where's the skill trees tooltip? It's in the same spot. What? Oh, maybe it's because I broke out of here by putting it in a control. By the way, this is going to break everything, isn't it? Yeah, you would need a theme override this to be set to 0. No, that breaks this because there are actually children there. Well, it doesn't make much of a difference, but yeah, this probably shouldn't be here. Oh man, okay, where should the tooltip be? In the dialogue? That has this. Party section by class. We're so close to finishing this work. Hey again, APX. Yeah, this has get node tooltip in here. Party section. We need to, when we make this thing, we need to pass in the tooltip that we want to use. I think that's what we have to do. Adventurers section. Do we ever init this? No. But in ready, we could set it. Yeah. If parent control has a script, maybe create the tooltip dynamically so you don't have to add it to all scenes. That's possible, but part of the time it matters where you add the tooltip because it's going to get obscured by different elements. So for example, when you win a battle, right now the tooltips are showing, wait, what? They're not showing where I thought they were showing. No, maybe it's when you have multiple of these. Yeah, okay, this is a good example. So here we add a tooltip, but it's getting overridden by another sub viewport. So we need the tooltip to be in like a totally different parent so that can't happen. And we could create it by default in the element that needs the tooltip. But then we also have weird things happening, like your node is a VBox container, and by putting a tooltip in it, you have actually created this little gap space right there, which is another unexpected thing. So I think what we're going to do is put this inside the Hire Adventurer dialog. We have this dialog. We have a whole bunch of stuff underneath. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know where the tooltip would go. Maybe it would go in the guild master. Tooltip. All right, I'm gonna put this here. I'm going to override this to have no separation. Right? The dialog should have changed slightly in size. It didn't. Okay, hold on. What if we got rid of this? And we just put this here? What does it look like? Oh, right, it does that. We're trying to put it inside the content. So we're putting in a tooltip so that it breaks out of that. Yeah. But we don't want it there anyway. We want it in here, which means we also need to break out of this with a control. And then put the tooltip there. And then if we don't have the separation set here, then it expands it. Yes. Good. So we set it to 0. We get the tooltip. We say access is unique child. We go into the Hire Adventure dialog. And we get the adventurers section dot tooltip equals get node tooltip. It had what I wanted there. There we go. Then create this. Must contain a non-null value. This is really something that should be done with a knit. Oh, or it could be done, it could just be exported. Yeah. How do we do that? Export. And then not set it through Hire Adventure dialog? Yes. Party by class. All right, now we got to set it through the editor. Find it hard to stay consistent in code daily. I feel like it is definitely easier if you have some external factor motivating you, which I guess could be something like this stream for both of us. Either you watching it or me just having an audience. So it's mutually beneficial, but I'm glad to hear it. How about keeping it on a canvas layer and toggling the visibility and changing position? At least it won't be clipped. Yeah, we could actually probably just have one tooltip in the entire game if we do that. I think that's something worth considering. And we probably have some other tooltip issue written out here, right? Yeah. Maybe we should change every single tooltip in the game to use the same tooltip instance. Okay, so how do we do this? We have a party section somewhere. It's this. What is this? Oh, it's called Adventurers. That's why. All right, then we just drag the tooltip over to here. And now Hire Adventurer dialog, rather than making a tooltip or doing some weird thing here where it's got to get one. It can now get it from this. Yeah, there. So now the tooltip can be deleted from here. If Adam can do it, so can I. You can. You can. Property tooltip is confusing given the existence of method get tooltip. Where's get tooltip exist? Here? No. Here? No. Must be somewhere like way up the chain. Control might have it. Yes, control has it. Well, we could just call it whatever. I don't know. Tooltip. I don't know what to call it. I thought that would be easier. Tooltip target. That sure, whatever. That's good. All right, did that actually fix anything? I highly doubt it. Yeah, so this is going to do the same positioning code we had before. Oh, I want to like unwind this mental context I have building up. Yeah, so now you can't even see where this is. Is it anywhere? Who knows if it's even showing up? No, it's just breaking. Value cannot be null. How dare you? Value cannot be null. Tooltip ready, line 19. Tooltip on parent. This is nonsensical. Me even checking this because I already know this is going to be null. So we know that it's got to be a problem with this not getting set. But we set this through the editor. How could that be broken? Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, whoops. Wait. Yeah. Whoops. The default console has some nerve. How a computer cannot be thrown out the window, huh? All right, now what are we looking at here? Should just be the wrong positioning. I don't think it was I changed the name. I think it might have been that, but I set it in the wrong scene entirely. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now it's showing on the right. It's showing like right there. I'm moving my head and not my finger. That took some coordination. I'm looking at a reverse view on my other monitor. I love it. All right, so this is why we needed things to be in local coordinates. But I still don't understand why we couldn't have this be in local coordinates. How is this working? I just don't get it. Oh my God, because it's in screen space, obviously. Oh my God, that's why. It all makes sense. Oh, whew. My brain is slowly coming back online. I just devoted so much energy to hiccuping for like an hour. All right. The skill tree needs the mouse in screen coordinates because the tooltips show in screen coordinates. And how did we get that to happen? Skill tree, tooltip. It's in a control. It just doesn't matter. It's just that it needs to be in screen coordinates. That's all. Yeah. Brain is almost done rebooting. It's a very long boot up cycle. All right, so then the last thing that we need is when you have a tooltip, we need to tell the tooltip whether it should show things in local position or not. So public override ready. Party section base, we probably need to call base already here, yeah. And then tooltip target equals true. Then in the tooltip code where we have position near mouse, we're going to run one of these two things. We're either going to say private void position mouse in screen coordinates, or what I say? Fetch local mouse. That's a stupid name. In screen coordinates, that is this code. And then we have private void position mouse in camera coordinates. Maybe camera screen space and yeah, in camera space. All right, and then that's this code. Good. And then we just need to call the right thing. So, oh, there we go. It's perfect. Well, it's not perfect actually. This should have been this way. And then we just need to rename this to be show in camera space. Yeah, and then this should make sense. Yes, good. Yeah, not positioning the mouse. The whole fetch local mouse position was we either call get mouse position or get local mouse position. Where even is the local one? Oh, I busted this. There we go. Yeah, there. And then we clamp to a different thing. Yeah. Ooh, let's try it. It should work for everything now. I called it position mouse and camera space. Oh, I called it position mouse? Oh, yeah, my bad. I meant position tooltip and camera space. What did I even call this? Position tooltip near mouse. Okay, that's where I got the word mouse from. Position tooltip in screen space. And position tooltip in camera space. Yeah, thanks. I did not realize I had the wrong names there. Okay, let's try that again. I think everything should be working now. All right, so this is looking good. There should be no way to get this off of the screen. Well, I guess except in this case where it's so long that it can't fit on the screen. But we're never clipping the text, right? Yeah, I don't think we are. And there's no problem in the console. Yeah, no, there's. Okay, so that's looking good. Now, do we have any example of text that can go off the bottom of the screen? I don't know if that's even doable. Maybe start battle is? Yeah, that right there. That's not going off the side of the screen. And if I shrink, oh, there's no real shrinking this. It's always at the top right of the screen. Can we test one with the bottom of the screen somehow? I guess we need to move that to the bottom, which I think we can do this way. It's not close enough to the bottom. And we don't have any other tooltips on here. What are the objects? Is it at the screen edge? Do you mean like this? Or are you talking about something else? Because I think it should work no matter what. Oh, this was nuts. Yeah, we need to put a comment on here. Okay, so for UI elements that show in the world, e.g. a dialogue on an NPC, tooltips should... Wait. If I just didn't clamp... Yeah. Let's not worry about any of that stuff. Why is the zoom affecting this? Oh man, I am just going back to the same question every single time. The zoom doesn't affect this tooltip, but it does affect this one. Oh, because this is added as a child of Guildmaster. Yeah. I.e. ones that have a node 2D as a parent, as an ancestor. Not even a parent, just an ancestor. Yeah. Tooltips should also show in world space. That means they'll be subject to the camera's zoom and pan. However, these tooltips should still be clamped to the screen. Should still always be visible on screen. No, I think we'll just leave it at that. I don't think we need to talk about clamping. Private sector, no, we do change this externally, yeah. Because we have the like calling class chooses what we want to set that as. All right, that was quite a lot of work. That was like 2 hours of time, an hour and 10 minutes now, and then however long we spent in the morning, all just to get a tooltip to show in the right space. We don't even have the right text on it yet, so we got to set the text. That's pretty easy. Current camera, yeah, delete this garbage. Ugh. Yuck. What is this? What is this? This fixed the problem with the Guildmaster. Oh, yeah, this was a minor thing. I'll just check this in on its own. Yeah. fix problem with Guildmaster. We were making the state machine before the, what is it, town? Yeah, before town was set on the Guildmaster, which meant some states couldn't be set as soon as the Guildmaster came into existence. I'll say, namely, debug states, like directly going into hiring an adventurer. All right, that's its own change. That's totally fine. Anything else here that needs to be changed? None of this. Yeah, none of this needs to exist. Anything else? This is all good. This is all bad. This is bad. Bad. Delete, delete, delete. I maybe want to write why we're doing zoom squared, which is get canvas transform applies the zoom again, which is why we need to take zoom into account twice for the tooltip as well. There's probably a way around this, but it wasn't worth figuring out. If you think about it, the only difference is we're doing one extra multiplication once. That's it. So that's really not a big deal. Yeah, so that's why I don't think it's worth looking into. All right, take care, Sanderize. I'll be back on Wednesday if you want to rejoin the stream. And then on Friday, we have an interview with a special guest. For those wondering about the details of that interview, I've at least got details about the guest here, but I did not talk about, well, I guess I never really talk about what we're going to talk about ahead of time. So it's ×4, then divide by 2. No, it's actually also divide by 4 in that case. Assuming that the zoom was 2 to begin with. And I think I kind of know why, but like I said, I don't really think it's worth changing this logic, which is not important. So screen positioner, we had clamp to screen and clamp to camera. I kind of want to just keep this here. Just to make it clear, this is literally exactly the same as... Is it going to type it out for me? Yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What happened there? Come on, type out what you're suggesting. I just want that. Yeah, I'm keeping it separate so that I don't ever... think we need special code for the camera. How did not work on those? Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, take care. Have a good night. Okay, so the only thing we have left is to get the right tooltip on this. And this should probably be pulled from some description over here. Yeah, we should probably make a description in here. So how do we want to talk about the characters? We could say something like warrior. We could put some flavor text, I guess, for every character. We could put some flavor text plus a more sort of concrete description. So I could say warrior, like powerful, whatever, man, hailing from the eastern lands and blah, 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 whatever. And then like tank plus damage, has taunt, whatever, those sorts of things. So yeah, I think that's good. I think we'll put this in here. So I'll put string description or higher description. Yeah, there. Now I just need to populate them for everybody. A strong and sturdy warrior never gets the hiccups. This is actually something I think having AI write for me would be great. Or let's stare into the warrior's eyes and see if it doesn't inspire something. All right, I gotta zoom in really close here. All right, what does this make everyone think? Because to me, it makes me think Minecraft pig. Yeah, the description is wrong right now. Loser idiot class. You're a loser if you play this class. Duck. um, all right, we're gonna do T warrior, champion, soldier, fighter. I like fighter. All right, a strong and sturdy fighter. Um, has the ability to, well, whatever I write here is probably going to change because I don't like how the warrior is designed. But I'll say taunt enemies into attacking. We'll also give them pronouns here too because they're sprites that we've already made ahead of time. And attacking him and can counterattack one hit. Sure, yeah. So something like that I think is good. Let's see if it can just make these for all the classes. A sneaky and agile fighter. So stupid. Can execute enemies when they are low on health and can cloak himself to avoid damage. Where's the rogue? I want to say her. And can cloak herself to avoid damage. Or to not really avoid damage. Cloak herself to avoid. Yeah, sure, whatever. That's fine. All right, mage. A powerful spellcaster. Can cast fireballs, lightning zaps. Can command the elements. Can cast. Can cast damaging spells, elemental spells, and improve. What do we say about mental swiftness? And potentially, I'll say sometimes in rapid succession. Yeah, there, that's good. We don't need to like be super prescriptive about what this thing does. All right, cleric. You gonna write this one out for me too? A healer and protector can heal allies, remove negative effects. This isn't even true. Healer and protector. I guess, I mean, it's kind of a protector. Can heal allies and bless them with increased speed. I don't like the flavor part of this. I feel like this can be made a little bit better, but that's good enough for now. All right, next up, Paladin. A holy warrior can link his life force with, not can, links his life force with allies to share damage and can shield bash enemies. Was it got? It can also heal. The Paladin does a lot of stuff for 3 abilities. Links his life force with allies to share damage and can heal damage as he is hit. No. Well, something like that. Yeah, it's probably good enough. All right, next up. A master of dark magic can summon zombies to fight for him. With poisonous skin to fight for him. Yeah, I like that. All right, archer. What are you going to say for the archer? A skilled bowman. I just love these. Can shoot multiple arrows at once and fire a powerful wild shot. All right, it's more about increasing haste quite a lot, I suppose. Fires volley after volley of arrows. Increasing his attack speed as he hits. As the arrows, no, as he hits. I don't know, something like that. I think all these can be changed a little bit. But for a quick pass at it, I think this is fine. Now I just need to show that text. So do we have any ability data here? Do we even know what adventure it is? Yes, we do, right there. Okay, so let's get that. Adventurer data. This is just get. And this is going to be the higher description. All right, let's, oh, it's not called get. What is this called? Oh, it's all adventurer data I get. It's not even called that. What is this called? This gid. What's the problem here? Yeah, I think it's just complaining for no reason. Am I coding in Java? No, this is C#, although it does look very much like Java. Also, sorry for missing your message. I have this set to top chat. YouTube does this by default, and it's the worst chat mode ever because it doesn't show chat messages until after they've been sent. So sorry for taking so long to respond. No, it's C#, but they're very similar. I'm not sure if you're even still here. All right, there are tooltips. A sneaky and agile fighter, and a powerful spellcaster. There's no way to show all of these at once unless I hack it into the game. So let's go hack it into the game. Hire adventurer dialogue. Where do we get the classes? Here they are. Let's just give you every class. Return enum functions, get valid values. To list. To hash set. There. That should work. So this will just put every single adventurer and we can just see what it looks like in the game. Obviously, we just wrote them out. It's just English text, so we don't need to do this, but it's sometimes nice to just see. A strong and sturdy fighter has the ability to taunt enemies into attacking him and can counterattack when hit. A powerful spellcaster can cast damaging elemental spells, sometimes in rapid succession. A sneaky and agile fighter can execute enemies when they are low on health and can cloak herself to avoid damage. A healer and protector can heal allies and bless them with increased speed. A holy warrior links his life force with allies to share damage and can heal damage as he is hit. I should probably say heal allies as he is hit. Damage as he is hit. Heal allies. Okay. A master of dark magic can summon zombies with poisonous skin to fight for him. A skilled bowman fires volley after volley of arrows, increasing his attack speed as he hits. Okay, so the only problem is we use can and then a verb most of the time, but not all of the time. But I think this is generally pretty good. Crazy how much those tooltips add. Yeah, I think this is definitely good. The other thing we could do is we could put inside the tooltip the name of the class. So we do this for skills. We put quicker strike at the top and put it in large text. We could do the same thing here. I don't think it's as important. Hang on one second. Okay. Just curious about something. Yeah, I wonder how that would look. The other thing we could do if we were to do that is we could put what we think their roles are. So we could say, this would be big text, paladin, and then smaller gray text. It could say like tank, healer, and then regular white text description. Is that worth doing? I guess we could just try it out. But then I guess the description would need to have everything in it, right? Hey, Thals. Yeah, okay, that's fair. We can't afford white text. Let's just use gray text for everything. That seems like polished in this temp UI. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Hey again, Caleb. Well, we finally got we finally got the tooltips on the adventurers. Let's go check this stuff in. This looks good. Yep. Yep, that's fine. That's good. These are good. I know I just typed these in. This isn't needed. This isn't needed either. Air adventure dialogue. This is not needed. Whoa, what's that? Yeah, why is it there? I thought that was in the Guildmaster. Okay, that looks good. Beginning state, we don't need this. And screen positioner. Cool. Add tooltips for adventurers for hire. This took a very long time because it was tough to figure out the positioning. Yeah, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just a non-helpful, like, hey, I struggled with this. Witch Doctor's window is too big. Yes, I know. I think that's a UI problem. Like, I think it could still be named Witch Doctor, and we either split it onto 2 rows or come up with a different UI entirely. Hey, Ooga Booga. This is a Corn keyboard. And it is very comfortable. I like it quite a lot. Actually, I had something kind of interesting happen to me over the weekend. Someone watched one of my YouTube videos, that video, the Corn video, and then said, hey, that keyboard looks cool. I'm trying to save money. Would you be okay with shipping me one of your extra PCBs? Because I got 5 printed instead of just 1. And we ended up meeting up in real life because they live close by. And I gave them the PCB and they gave me 2 bars of chocolate, and it was a fair trade. All right. Nice. Hey, Elman. Spilled a drink on your keyboard the night before? Oh, man. Gotta have like 10 keyboards so you have a backup. Amazing. It was amazing. I wasn't even expecting the chocolate. I was just going to give this person the PCB for free. So yeah, hopefully they end up making a Corn. One of my original PCBs. I couldn't figure out though. I got 5 PCBs as I just mentioned. I'm using one right now. I gave one to a real life friend. I gave one yesterday. I still have this. This is in my closet here. And the last one, I don't know what happened to it. I can't think of what I did or where it would have gone. Like maybe I broke it or used it as soldering practice or something. Is that the Lily 54? That's the Corn. I only printed 4. No, I definitely got 5. Yeah, maybe Abby ate it. She had some, like a comical like PCB sticking out of her body the other day. I thought, no, that's normal. That's just how cats look. But yeah, maybe it was a problem. Maybe that's where it went. Okay, so this garbage is all done. Look at that. Finished. Whew. Change the battle window to remove some of the information. Okay, this is something I am torn about. When it comes to the battle itself, this is the current view that we have. Actually, let's just skip that. Who cares? Let's put all of them into the same battle. So you can see what one battle looks like with lots of stuff happening. And it's this. And this is the view you've seen if you've been watching the stream at all and you've seen me debug battle stuff. But it's like, okay, there is quite a lot happening here. And we could get rid of some of the words that happen. So like stealth, counter, mental swiftness, haste. Like those things can be done away with. But there's still a lot going on. There's a bunch of animations and damage numbers. So what Funky Monkey suggested is that maybe this is a little overwhelming for new players. And maybe we could do a number of different things. So there are lots of options that we have, but it could be something like show a simplified battle view. Instead of characters, we could just show, well, and animations and attacks, we could just show life bars. So imagine if you just saw a rogue, like 10 out of 100, 10%, and something like mage, 50 out of 200, and you just saw life bars, like that's it. And maybe bat 1 and whatever, 20 out of 50. That's one option. Another is allow the user to minimize or maybe maximize battles, but at least minimize them. Minimize / show battle. Another is, yeah, I think pretty much those. Yeah. And we could cut down on the text within a battle. Haste, counter. Can you type funky monkey? Yeah, I've typed it enough now. Still hard, but wasn't as bad as the first time around. Oh, your wrist pain is gone. It's been great. Do you have the? Does it come with tenting, or did you have to buy it or something? Because that did look like a good keyboard. Is that longer than Botlands to do? Probably not. That the Botland to do was ridiculous. They get familiar enough with the battles before they get to the visual mess. Oh, because you're saying we start with just 1-on-1. So really, you're basically doing like this in a battle, and all you're really seeing is what happened here. Oh, drat. I don't know what I did. I made it so this doesn't zoom in as far. I don't know how to fix that. That how? Oh, that's whatever that button is. That did something. Oh, what? What is the opposite of this? It doesn't seem to be working. Do I have an equal sign somewhere? Oh, there we go. Okay, there. Figured it out. Not a huge angle, pretty decent. Okay, that's good. Yeah. And then the post-battle screen having a lot of stuff on it too. I think we need to do something about that. So I think there are lots of different things we can do here. Minimizing a battle, I was sort of opposed to at first. I'm not sure I want to do it exactly. A battle's going on and there could just be a little minus button at the upper right and you click it and it just takes up a tiny portion down here. Maybe minimizing is not important to do, but maybe we do just switch to the life bar view. And I guess it could even look like this. Yeah, what if instead of the battle, or you know what, in fact, it's something like this. So if I just click repeat battle, like these could be the life bars that show up and you can just see them taking damage. And you'd also see the enemies. I think that could be a pretty simple thing to do. And yeah. It's just, how would you even know to switch into this mode? You'd have to be a new player. And you have to know that you're overwhelmed, I guess, currently. And that you have the option to switch. Hey, Karada. Only want to check which AI you're using while you're coding. So I got to the FAQ. Attached to the treasure hunt. Got teased by it. Couldn't even get past the first step. Well, I'm using Copilot. I'm glad you found that. Oh, man. What's the reason for it? It implies you want to do something in the town. I think I've gotten some feedback so far saying that it is a little overwhelming with how much stuff is going on. And I think being able to close out of a battle window is at least something. It'll free up some screen space for you. But it's just a little less to focus on. And it could also free up space even for when you are a more advanced player. So like, for example, now there's nothing going on, right? Your attention is drawn to this sign. Okay, you click the sign, you get your first adventurer. Then finally you start a battle. This UI also probably needs to be simplified. And then seeing it play out, Funky Monkey gave a couple of suggestions. He said one, this view that you have here is kind of the same as the battle view. Like we still have trees and stuff. So it's kind of hard to see them against each other. Whereas if you look at just like the beachy background, it's a little bit more obvious that this is different. So I think we can make even a thicker border around this maybe. No fells. Holy cow. Oh, what world are you living in? A graphic would be nice. I think a graphic would be nice. And then I do think that once you're taking up, like imagine if you don't have such a large screen, maybe you're on a monitor that's this big, or just that's how big you made the window. It's like taking up this much space might be more of a problem for you. In fact, actually, if your window's that tall, then it's probably only like this wide. So like imagine you're on a laptop screen like this. It is probably a lot of panning around, and maybe you think, okay, yeah, I'd like to close down these battle windows. Closing the window should be like dead simple though, right? I wonder if we just added that now. I want to see what that looks like. Okay, let's try that. End battle screen. All right, there's the you won or lost in the result label. And then there's nothing else there. I was gonna say I want to put a a close button at the other side of that. So let's go change some of this battle screen. Result label. Yep, put a % there, and then put this inside of a VBox container. No, not VBox. What am I talking about? Inside of an HBox container. Okay, drag that up to there. Why is it called HBox container 2? Because there's already one down there? Yeah. Okay, and then we want a close button, which means this stuff needs to be centered. And this needs to take up as much as possible. Layout, container sizing, expand. Yes, so that we can put a button at the end. And the button is going to be a close button. So we're just going to put an X in here. Close. Oh, that pushes that. No. How do we do what I want to do? I want this to be centered in the whole area. Can't think of how we would do that. Yeah, I can't think of how we do that. Doing a window style like Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yeah, I have. And I think I haven't given it an honest consideration after we've moved the windows out of that dedicated area. Button over text top. Yeah, we could do that. We could just anchor the button up there and not put this in a container like we just did. In fact, I think that's probably best. Because the problem with putting a few spaces at the start to fake alignment is if we ever localize the text, it's gonna have to change. Can you exclude things from the flow? You might be able to. I think it's probably just easier to just make a button here. And delete this and make this unique and make this unique and call this the close button. And then get it out of here. This needs to be somewhere else. I want it inside the margin container, but I want to position it at the upper right of this thing. So we should be able to anchor this up there, right? I can't anchor it because it's inside that. I want it here. And now we can anchor it? No, we still can't. It's inside of a VBox container. Maybe the panel? Huh. Still inside of a container though. I guess because panel container's a container, of course. So we'd have to put this whole thing inside of. No, how do I do this with all the other things that I've done? You can align things to parent containers, but I don't know how I could do. Huh. Also, Caleb, what if you just gave up for now? If they're not currently deploying, wait till tomorrow. Entire line could be text. When you click any region, Windows minimized, and only that line remains at the bottom. I want there to be a proper button. I think that'll signal this to you correctly. Although I'm not sure how I put this in here such that it doesn't get totally destroyed. What if I did this and I put a control here? This still wouldn't know how to anchor it because it's got a parent container. So I need something that's not a parent container. Or I need to position something based on a sibling. Yeah, if only I could use CSS. I guess the closest we could get is what I had, which is the HBox container, and just kind of leave it at that for now. It's probably good enough. So yeah, let's do that. That way we're not spending forever trying to figure this out. There. Set this to center, set this to take up the whole size. And then the close button just has the word close, and it bumps the text over a little bit. Shrink and yeah, there's no way to do this, I guess. Top node is a control node, and you set alignment on that. Anything without alignment will inherit it. What I need to do is break out of the containers, and this scene is only containers, so there's no way to break out of that completely. So I need to make a new root node and then position based on, maybe we could do that actually. Yeah. Adding there are ways we could just fake this for now. Let's try this. Let's see. If I do make a control here and make this the root, and then put the close button there. So the problem is now this doesn't have any size set with it. And now we need to change the anchor of this to be full rect. Yeah. And then resize this. Why is there no size? Custom minimum size 500 by 500. That doesn't seem good. Also, I think I probably clicked the wrong thing over here. Huh. What did I mess up? Why can't I see anything? Oh, there's everything. Would you look at that? All right, we want that to be up at the top left, I guess. And for this control to be at 0, 0. Yeah, I don't know how it got down there. I wonder how this was set up originally. But anyway, now with the close button, we would just anchor this to the top right and then make this thing take up the whole size of the parent. Maybe it was really that simple. Top wide. Yeah, stuff is no longer centered. Or maybe, no, stuff is no longer centered. Delete this. Let's just launch this. Even doing this through the code, I'd still need a control parent at some point. Oh, that broke. But that probably broke because I have all the paths set relatively. Unable to cast control to end battle screen. Oh, that too. Ugh. Okay, so detach this, attach, end battle screen. Put that up there. Call this an end battle screen. Call this just a VBox container. Then it'll still break everything. This is a control. Hopefully it doesn't have any issues. And then every single get child or get node is going to need to change. How fun. All right, well, we only got the container so that we could get other things, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my goodness, why did I not access nodes uniquely? All right, so delete that. Party section. Where are you? There. Okay, so that can now have a percent sign. Result labels already done. That's done. Repeat controls, edit party button. Repeat controls. We don't even need that, do we? No, we don't. And none of this stuff is needed either. Repeat progress bar container. This is so stupid. All right, those get deleted. Hey, Hepta. Hepta, you like the shirt? You've been asking about merch forever. We finally got merch. Now you're not going to say anything? Not a crop top. Yeah, it's true. But hey, you got to start somewhere. You start with the top and then you crop it. All right, edit party, repeat battle, and auto repeat. All three of these access unique. All right, repeat container we shouldn't need. Right, we don't use this for anything else. No. We get a texture progress bar. Texture progress bar, where are you there? Okay, remaining time label. That's there. Loot scroll container. Why do we even need this? Oh, because we changed the size of it? Okay, that's fair. And then loot container. Where's loot container? There you are. I guess let's get the scroll container too. All right, that should do it. Okay, so English. It's true. All right, let's try this out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just noticed that too. But you are correct. All right, so we win a battle. Yep, perfect. All right, so I think we need to set a proper size on this thing. What was this before? It must have had a size somewhere, right? Oh, I said a minimum size. I think that's why. Let's close out of this and let's restart this. And then we should just be able to change this right in the editor. I didn't do anything right now, so it's still going to be messed up. But this time I can change this to not have a minimum size. All right, what does that look like? Not good enough. How do we make this take up whatever the parent is? End battle screen. Where does this go? Instant slot? Instant slot puts it into here, presumably. 640 by 288. I wonder if we just should make that 640 by 288. Did that work? No. This should take up the entirety of the parent, which should just be this. Why does it not work then? I seem to be incredibly dumb. This has an incorrect size. There we go. I think problem solved. Well, maybe we need to restart it. But Tootie, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a little while. What's been up? What about 2 screens wide? I'll show people to give me feedback. Okay, there we go. Now the close button is just hidden underneath this. But that should be an easy fix. We just bump this down one. And it's on top. No, it is not. Why isn't it? Also, this control is just floating in the middle of nowhere. I guess this could also be here, which means we could just put a tooltip here. Which means we can delete this. Is that going to work? Apparently it does. Oh, is close just not enabled? No, it's enabled. Why is it appearing beneath that? I don't know the reason for that. Unless this has a Z index that's set on it. Ordering, it is set to Z index of 0. All right, well, what if we just set this to 1? Does that fix this? Yes. Why? I don't understand that at all. Yeah, I don't get that. Did I change this anywhere else? No. Huh, I did not. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's doing that. Okay, well, let's see if we can get this to work. So that is the close button. Also, what should it mean when you close a battle with auto repeat on? I do not know. What does it mean when you close a battle that has auto repeat on? I guess it just turns it off. Yeah, I think that's the only reasonable thing. All right, so where are our buttons here? Here we go. Close button. And close button not pressed. Plus equal close. Okay, private void close. All right, there is no way to do this right now in the game. So there's not like that function I can just call already, right? No. And there's no way to delete an instance slot. And we know what instance this has to do with, and we can presumably just call into, yeah, something like this, on close. Action int on close. Yeah, on close. All right, end battle screen is made from the, I don't know. And battle screen. Where do we instantiate this? Right there. End screen on close. This is going to be the slot ID. Why do we need that? Yeah, so that we can do this. Man, I'd be impressed if that's all it took. Null check can be simplified. There's got to be something else I'm missing here. What else does clear do? Instance slot clear. Queue free, set it to null. The instance manager isn't told about this. When does the instance manager clear stuff? Oh, this is the instance manager. So that's it. It should just work. Let's try it. I don't have a key map thing, but I have keyboard, and that has the key map for my corn, not for anything like VS Code. Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, Karada, that's how delegates work in C#. You'd let them same change the order in the container. I did change the order in the container, though, and I was surprised that it didn't seem to take an effect. But I'll take a look at that in a little bit. I think there are plans to add borders and instances. I think using the portal texture around it. If you're, oh, that is kind of a cool idea. I like it, Sockton. Can you change the visibility to hidden of the close button? Yeah, that's one way I could do it, is prevent you from closing. I think if you're looking to close, though, that it should probably override auto repeat. But I don't know. So let's write down the options. Could disable the close button. Could turn off auto repeat. Those really are only two options? I think so. Just ignore that you wanted to close it. Does not have to be functional. The button did not work. But I don't know if I even used the right instance. I might have opened the wrong thing. Let's try this. Getting started with Soful and looking for inspiration. Yeah. My biggest suggestion is to try to minimize layer switching, because it's just tedious. Like, let's say you find yourself typing, I don't know, you're typing JavaScript and you do something like this a whole lot. Like your parentheses and your semicolon should just be in the same layer. Same thing with if you find yourself like, I'm selecting text, I'm copying it, I'm opening Chrome, I'm making a new tab, I'm pasting it and pressing enter. I can do all of that stuff from the same layer. From the arrow keys to copy, to switch to Chrome, to new tab, to paste, to enter. That's all right there. So yeah, I highly recommend doing something that makes sense for your workflow based on what you type. I meant more, don't delete the instance, make it invisible instead. Maybe that's what you're doing. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I am deleting it, but I think that's okay. I just need to know how to properly delete it, and that part I'm not doing correctly yet. Or maybe I am, and I just didn't test that correctly. What's going on? It's not even... Is that... Oh, I'm never invoking the thing, am I? Oh, my bad. That was just me being dumb. Yeah, we have on close, and it's just never used. I forgot to invoke it. There. All right, that should hopefully work. Not quite. So what's taking up that space? Because when we clear this thing, it's freeing the instance and it's freeing the... How about this? Let's just look at what we do when we initialize. We add this to the viewport. Okay, now from here, I guess, instantiate an instance. Since this is container add child, this should get removed automatically. Oh, we also have to call update borders, I guess. Whenever you remove something, clear slot. I'm just going to make a new function here. Private void delete instance slot. Or close instance slot. Yeah. And now this can just be that. All right, let's try that out. I think smaller keyboards are easier to use now that Copilot is more common. I don't think the usability of a small keyboard should change too much depending on using AI. Because at some point, you still need to be able to type things. So like this is a test. I think when it comes to punctuation, and a lot of coding does involve special punctuation, I think it's just easier regardless of what kind of keyboard you're using. It's hard to say that it's even easier with a keyboard that you have multiple layers on. You need to set instance to null after freeing. I'm not totally sure yet. Let me see. Something is wrong, but what is this? It has to be an instance slot, which means that something isn't being freed. Let's take a look at where we add this again. We add it to the instances container. It should be getting freed from that container. Because of what clear does. Clear doesn't clear the slot, does it? No, it doesn't. Never mind. Okay, I see what's wrong. We have to queue free the slot as well. Or whoops, that way. But shouldn't that be part of clear? Yes. So we don't need to do that. We can just free the whole thing. I guess it doesn't hurt to call clear. Maybe in the future that's going to do something different, but I think that'll do it. Yeah. Now the update borders thing isn't right because we didn't call free, we called queue free. So we either need to queue updating the borders or we just need to free this directly. So I think just freeing it directly should be fine. Well, I didn't like that. In fact, it just crashed Godot. Was freed or unreferenced while a signal was being emitted from. Oh yeah, you can't do that. Okay. Well, then we got to queue this. So where do we await the process frame? Actually, we could just deferred call that function. So yeah, let's do that. Defer, call deferred. Oh, it was even the same function name. That work? No. Why not? Num instance slots. Maybe that part's going wrong. Let's put a breakpoint here and a breakpoint here. And restart that. Oops. Yeah, of course it's called at the beginning. And then we make an instance and it's called again. And then it shouldn't get called until we click the close button. Perfect. So that's good. We're calling update borders. We're into here. What number is this? 1. Why are you 1? Get instance slots count. Huh. I guess a deferred call just calls at the end of the frame and not necessarily, or maybe calls it immediately and not after this thing has been freed. Well, I think if we just wait till the next process frame, that should ideally work. Oh, we already had a function called update border deferred. All right, what if we did this? I know this isn't even doable because we're not inside of an async method. Private void, testeroni. It's not even that, it's a task. Yeah. Now, why is this a problem? Await can only be used within, oh, it's got to be async task. I knew there was something missing there. All right, then we call this, which is just testeroni, and then we call this over here. All right, let's try that. So if this works, then all we need to do is rename the function. but it's kind of weird that we have to defer this in two different ways. Is this even building? Yeah. It's kind of weird that we have to do this in two different ways. There's a deferred call and then there's an async call. Yeah, so I don't care about this anymore. Just want to see if this is going to work. Yep, it worked. Okay, well, that's stupid. Well, what are you going to do? So what do we call the other one? Defer, update border deferred. Where is this used? In the throttler? I remember this. I remember this being stupid. All right, so now we want an update border async. Yeah. We can't just defer the call, or we'll still think the slot exists. All right. Cool. So we can close that. So the next question is, why did we need to set the Z index on this thing? If I go and set this back down to 0, it looks like it's showing up just fine. In fact, can we put a color in the background to make this more obvious? Not easily, but we can add one. There we go. Okay, great, whatever. And now when I hit play, is this showing up behind the other panel? No, it's working there. I didn't change anything. Yeah, maybe I just forgot to save. I don't know. Or maybe that's just how it looks because it's two black backgrounds against each other. Yeah. Well, it works. Okay, so we create 3 instances, win them all. Then I can close them. Yeah, some people ask for that feature, and now I don't see why not. Like, it's not a big deal. We just coded it. So now it exists. I'm going to take a quick break before I continue with this. So where I left off, check in the close battle window button. Is it jump time? It's jump time. For those new here, just type join in Twitch chat and then J and a number. Have fun. I'll be back in a little bit. Hey everyone. Close the game. All right, we gotta finish checking this in. Oh, sorry everyone who wanted to keep jumping, but too bad. All right, so we totally changed around the scene. We simplified fetching these controls. We added the close button. Yeah, pretty basic stuff, I'd say. Yeah. Add close button to battles. Oh, we never had it do anything on auto battling. In fact, I'm not even sure what's going to happen when we try that. I guess it would just turn itself off. Yeah, but I really should have given that a shot. So we turn on auto battle and we just hit close before this starts. It's not going to start a battle in 3 seconds right now. And it didn't cause an error, right? Did I start it from here? I started from here. Yeah, it did not cause an error. That other error that we saw was on closing the game, which I know about. So this is already working. And I guess the question is that the functionality that I would want? I think so. I guess the only other thing I could think of is like ask if you want to turn off auto repeat. This is not some like super intense setting though. If you're like, whoops, I accidentally closed the window, then just click start battle again and you can just get right back to where you were. So it's not such a big deal. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. All right. How much extra delay is Restream adding? It's not Restream. It's me streaming directly from OBS to 2 different platforms. So it shouldn't be adding any delay. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I was going to write in here. I'm not done, but I wanted to write this down before I forget. What do we do? I don't know. I never remember any of this stuff. Hit push. Oh, it does have a lot of delay? Huh. I wonder if that's a problem on my end. Okay, this is all the stuff we did. It's all still new player experience stuff. Continued working on the new player experience. Close a battle in progress. That battle isn't finished, so you don't ever get loot for it. You can't close one that's in progress. That button only shows on the end screen. So in the middle of a battle, there's no way of closing it. What we might do, we might make a minimize thing. Is it worth being able to minimize battles? And to be clear, option number 1 is minimize to just a show button. And option number 2 is more like simplify to just life bars. And I guess option number 2 or 3 is both. You have 3 levels of visibility. Shown, simplified, minimized. It isn't worth it right now. Early game being able to close is the pain point for me anyway. Yeah. Well, I guess a separate question, a related one, is it worth being able to make battles larger? Like you can have one window at 2x. The simplified view, I wish I knew some of the games of these mobile games to do this stuff. What's that one game called? Clicker Heroes? Is it called Clicker Heroes? I don't know if this is even what I was thinking of. I don't know if I've played this game. Is this not a phone game? Wasn't there a phone game? What's the game that looks like this that's on the phone? Maybe this. I don't know. It doesn't have the UI that I'm thinking of. Mobile idle RPG. I want to find the thing. No, I don't. can't find it. Oh, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. I was going to say that if we did just have life bars, it would feel almost like, oh, this game doesn't even have battle animations to begin with. I think we should just show it and see what people say. Just monitor the feedback. I'd like to see them larger, but it is polished as well. It would be nice to full screen a battle at some point and see all the cool details better. They look like chat tabs at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, what I was thinking about making them larger is... Actually, I guess it wouldn't be that hard to just throw a button on top of the battle that said like 2x. Except for you'd probably expect it to speed it up. But when you click it, it just increased the size of the entire bottom of the screen. How easy would this be to do? Because we have this. Size of this is 288. Yeah, so we'd have to increase the size of this. So we just multiply by 2. And then... Actually, the game's already running. That did not work. Yeah, that didn't work. Because I'm guessing something inside of this does not know it should be 576. Yeah, like this should have just been use the entire space that we have. So I set this to full. And I think it would work then, although we'll have to make some other changes too. This is already set to expand and everything. So we need to save that. Instance slot would also need to expand to just fill whatever space it can. Full rect. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, the window manager thing, I mean, I know you put a cap at the end of it, but some people actually do kind of want that. All right, this is not looking good. This has a minimum size, but the minimum size doesn't actually matter here. The thing that matters is it set to take up the full space? It's not. Should be. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of this and try to figure out what the problem is here. This is set to 576, but its size is set to gigantic. I don't think that's what we had originally. It didn't have a custom minimum size at all. Oh. Why does this even work that way then? Also, the position was set to negative 288. I'm confused by a lot of this. If we reset this, it's getting 288 as its size again. Presumably because this is set to a size of, yes, 288. Its position is set to something weird. I think I just want to set this to 576. And yeah, take up the full screen and be anchored to the bottom of the screen, right? Bottom wide. That. Let's try that again. It did not work. There. All right, what's that look like? Oh, because the instance now doesn't know that it should be bigger. Yeah. At least I think that's the problem. Still has a minimum size set that might be wrong. Yeah, hard to say. Hey, Arsha. Welcome in. All right, I do not know the answer to this, but I also don't think it's super worthwhile, as Ski mentioned. I just want to see if it was fast to do. So minimizing, we're going to bypass. And I guess maximizing, we're also going to bypass. I didn't change anything else, right? No. There's scale on instance. Yeah, and we would need to change that to be 2x, I guess. No, we wouldn't. That would make the text look bad, right? We need to just, I don't know. Anyway, it's not worth it. Let's just not worry about it for now. But yeah, I could see wanting to do that in the future. It's already 2. I see. So we need to make it 4 or make it just take up more space. Okay, so the next thing is change the end battle screen to remove some information. Did I take a picture of this properly? Yeah, I did. Okay. So here's what we have right now. Here's just try to look at the side of this, I guess. In fact, we could just crop it. Yeah. So we show that you won, we show the loot you got, we show the characters you had, we have a few buttons, we have some stats. This is a lot. Auto battle is something that's not going to exist at first. I want you to earn that ability somehow, but I still haven't figured out how. Put the battle in viewport and change the camera to that. Full screen battle. Actually, that's true. I guess you could do that, right? I don't know if you'd actually want it to be full screen though, and not just like 2x or something. Okay, so what could we hide from here? I guess you actually don't need to know what loot you earned, especially if battles are just going to auto repeat a lot. You definitely need to know if you won or lost. That's important. Yeah. Put a transparent background below the characters and the rest of the info. It can be harder to read in some instances. Yeah, that stuff I think is good for readability. I definitely think we should do it. I want to focus for now on what can we remove from here. And show stats could be a game option somewhere. And maybe if they're showing, there could just be a hide stats button. I'm not sure. I think you do need to know the loot. Quests make you go to specific locations for a specific loot. If it doesn't show what I win, then how would I know where to go? I was thinking the location menu could show that. So you'd see something in here about like, here's the loot you found at this place. You hover over forest and it shows you like, 3 shadows indicating you don't know what they are, and then like a potion. And that means you found the potion before. And you'd also, I mean, you had to be paying pretty close attention, but you could also see it when it pops out of the portal. But yeah, if you're not paying attention to that, you'd have to look at the instance list, I guess. But what do we need to show? So whether you won or lost, and probably the party that you used. A repeat battle button. I guess the close button. Portal gets cluttered when it's a lot of loot at the end. Yeah. Yeah. And I do think you need to be able to see it somewhere. By the way, there's nothing stopping us from saying in the future that these things can all be turned on via options. It's like if you want those things to show, we could have something in the game settings like show loot at end of battle, and it's just a check mark, and it's just unchecked by default. Because I want this to be clear for new players what's happening, and just removing some of the information from here I think could help quite a lot. In fact, another thing we could do, I think an edit button is a good idea, but we could just omit this. So there's repeat battle, and then you have the close button at the top. In fact, let me type that in because I didn't actually have this here. So imagine that there's a close button up here. There. Location name at the end isn't important, nor is the total value. Yeah. So we'd get rid of, let's just kind of draw some things here. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, probably get rid of this. Whoops, I guess one strike through is enough. This is like a conditional get rid of. You need this, but you shouldn't start with this. So you'd see you won, you'd see your party because you want to know what their life values are. I think that's still important. And maybe an edit and a repeat. An edit, I still think we could possibly do differently. Maybe you could click any of your party members to edit them. It could even show you a tooltip when you hover over them, like click to edit party. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Getting rid of all the fun stats. No, so it's just hiding them at first, and either a game setting gives you them, or there's like after you've done a few battles, it's like, oh hey, just so you know, we're showing you stats now, and you can turn it off if you want to. I don't know. I just wanted to give you more relevant stuff to all players at the beginning. I do think these stats are really important, but maybe not every player thinks that stats button to show it. Yeah, But then if you don't want to see your stats, I guess the stats button is always showing. So I'm not sure. So yeah, here's what I'm thinking. We do something like this. We just show the result. You won versus you lost. Show your party. Clicking your party can act as an edit button. Repeat battle. Close button. So what we're hiding is going to be the location, total value of loot, the loot itself, stats, and auto battle like conditionally. If you're looking for more people to interview, you should reach out to the devs who created Farm RPG. Were you the one who suggested that originally, or did two people coincidentally suggest that? Yeah, you're the second person who suggested that. Interesting. Yeah, I should reach out to them. And I am looking for more people to interview. Coincidentally, we do have another interview I just scheduled for this Friday. So we have one on the schedule. But yeah. Okay, so I like this general idea. Should you be able to turn this stuff back on? And things like the location, probably not. The loot total value, again, probably not. I don't know. Maybe that's the option. Show loot, and it does show it to you. Take a quick look at our DMs on Discord. Yeah, sure. Oh my goodness. Steam page has been approved. I guess in an incognito tab. Wait, no. Do I have to do something? You may return to your app landing page to list your store pages coming soon. If you have not yet submitted a product build, you'll need to do so prior to release. Oh, okay. So can you submit the page? You're looking now. Okay, cool. Yeah. Probably your brother. Oh, is that? No, never mind. I vaguely recall someone saying that their brother watches the stream, and I was like, no, you're kidding here, but someone else actually is in that situation. Old map. Yeah, I know. We can update the screenshots. And I don't know if updating the screenshots happens immediately or if we need an approval for that. Congrats to the approval. Yeah, thanks. For a game that's coming soon, they have very little to approve because it's like there's no binary they need to look through or make sure that the game works or anything like that. I'm just gonna rapidly refresh this. I'll wait for Ski. Oh, oops, I will have to do it. You do not have permission. Oh, okay. Let's log in. Steam works. Can you tell me though where you do it? I'll also try to find it, but it might be faster if you already know where it is. Skeleseller. Is it store admin or? You need to publish in the publish tab in order for these changes to be submitted. Prepare for publishing. Link is in our DM. Is it the publishing page? Apps landing and click the big green button. Give me a sec, everybody. Just looking at this off screen. Ah, here we go. Post as coming soon. Thank you. Select below to make your store page public and list as coming soon. Customers will be able to see it and add it to their wish list. Your store page must be visible as coming soon for at least 2 weeks prior to release. Publish now. Publish now. All right, wait for it. Who's going to be the first wish list? Not that it even shows up that way. Is it? There's just a loading bar still. Oh, I think it worked. It worked. Add to your wish list. You must log into Steam. How dare you? All right, neat. Yeah, so here's the page. Make sure to update the tags to get the most number of views. Yeah, yeah, we already have all the tags that I think are applicable to the game. Although, where are they? Those ones, yeah. We were here. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, Ski. Oh, usually let each other know when you go live. Oh, cool. I like that perfect alibi. Yeah, it actually does help out a lot if people could wishlist the game. I'm not gonna, hold everyone hostage here and not do any more work, but I won't do any more work for the next 3 hours until you all click add to your wish list. So you're not hostages, hostage light maybe. Yeah. Thank you for the people who added it to the wish list though. I think that will help. macOS screen grabbing and snatch it off the stream. Oh, the Steam page? Yeah. I even have it as a command already, so I guess I could have just done that. But it just didn't work until now. Can you see a list or something? I don't know actually. Let me take a look. What happens when I look at the page? Do I see how many people wishlisted it? Whoa, what? You will need to take action to release your application. Oh, I know about that. Yeah, sure. Add to your wish list. It already says I'm in my... One friend wants this game. Raimu. Leaked. Get notified when your wishlisted items are released. Get released or on sale. Add to your wish list. Can you see this? Maybe it's visible through Steamworks. Do I still have that open? I think I closed it. Okay, well, hold on. Let me go find out. Or just a placeholder. I see her on Mac, so I'm happy I won't have to VM this. Yeah. You should be able to just play the game directly. Once it's released, at least. Can I see? Sorry, I just want to look into this. If I can see these stats. There's got to be a way, right? Otherwise, how would you even be able to gauge as a developer how you think the game's going to do? Processor bolt. It says to list that. At least I think so. To mean both Intel and ARM. Yeah, includes tags that ignore. I don't like playing other people's idle games. I think they would give the number. Steamworks, where to see total wish list count. Wish list reporting. Here we go. To get there, visit your main games reporting, regional sales report. Okay, I never would have thought that. I gotta talk to the regional manager. Maybe they've got an assistant. Regional. What? Where am I supposed to find this? Within each app's details page on sales and activation reports. Where is that thing? I do not know where this is. Yeah, I don't know where to find this. I think it's under financial info at the top. Okay. Oh, there's a totally different website. It's not even on the current thing. Oh, here we go. Okay, now where do we find number of wish lists? Regional sales report. I can't find that. This is, oh wait, wish list. There it is. Sales during today. Okay, it just says 0. Yeah. My revenue's through the roof though. Look at that. Look at how many zeros there are in these numbers. Yeah, I guess it's not real-time data. I don't know when it's gonna show up. I logged in after 10 years just to wishlist the game. Okay, I'll have to take a look at this later. It's nightly updates. Okay, yeah. Is there a problem with me sharing this link? Probably not. I'm guessing they have everything via proper authentication. So I'll take a look at this maybe on Wednesday and we can see what we're up to. Wednesday, look at total number of Steam wish lists. It's a lot of nanotransactions. Maybe more like 500 million minus 1 so that it's rounded down to 0. All right, well, cool. Thank you for those who wish listed it. I will try to make sure the game is as good as possible. And we're going to go cut out some information now. So I want an option to show the loot. And then I want to be able to save those options. We're cutting out the location. The location I think is fine. I just cut out completely. One more DM that needs a quick check. Okay, let me take a look. The Discord is linked on the Steam page. People can join them now too. Are you okay with that? I'm totally fine with that, yeah. Yeah, if you all want to join the cool Skeleseller Discord, we have 4 people there. APX just joined. We got this cool icon though. Look at that. Whoops. I'm so glad I did not just go to a DM. I just meant to zoom in on that. Yeah. They just added a way to link in Reddit as well, I think. Command doesn't work. Yeah, we need a Skeleseller command. Okay, location. End battle screen. Where is that? It's like result label. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we set instance name, you won, you lost, loot label. Let's just put in the you won or you lost bit. This was a dumb way of writing this. You won, you lost. You can't apparently do this. But it's fine. I will just get rid of the formatting thing. Or maybe you could and I, whatever, needed to escape something. All right, so we don't need the instance name. We don't need the loot label anymore. This is something that I think you might want eventually. But we'd hide it behind an option. No, I'm not gonna like insult the player. I do want this to be a laid back game. And I think that if you're making like a super challenging game, insulting the player can be okay. But I think if you're making a laid back game, insulting the player is probably just an insult. And not a funny insult. Total loot value. Calculate total value. Item IDs to grant. Aggregate. Yeah, I think we're just gonna get rid of this. Make separate customization settings with just checkboxes for this. Yeah, but I want to, like, what level of granularity I think is appropriate here. And I think it's just either show you the loot or don't show you the loot. I think showing you the total value of the loot is probably not super important to people. It's like an ultra geeky stat. Caleb. You never know. Could be the next Flappy Bird whose trademark just lapsed. All right, so I think I'm just going to get rid of the loot label here. We can always resurrect this from the get history. I started watching a bit ago when you were near the beginning of this project. Looking crazy good. Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks. And welcome back. It is really cool to see this come along. And remember that in, what is it? What's today? What is today? Monday? Monday, yeah. So in 11 days, you will be able to play this version of the game. We'll have 11 days of improvements in that time. So it should be slightly better, slightly easier to play. But yeah, we're making progress. You get arrested for illegally catching a whale. You should make that. All right, so here's where we're at now. Create instance and win. So now it just says you won. We're going to hide the loot, but we're going to put that behind a checkbox, I think. So how about this? Let's just put some booleans here. Private bool testeroni show loot equals false. I'm going to put all these things in proper options at some point, but for now, let's see. Now, where's the loot section? Set loot. So set loot should only happen if you wanted to show the loot. Do we have a minimum size on the loot? Close other tabs. Loot container, scroll container. I think based on what I'm seeing here, this has no minimum size. It does not. However, the VBox container it's in has a separation, and the separation will still be taken into account even if this is invisible. However, it might be so minor that you don't really notice it. So let's just maybe not call set loot. If show loot, set loot. All right, let's take a look at that. Real-time tree growing simulator. See, that's the kind of game that you really never know how some of this stuff works. What was it? Someone made, was it like the banana game or something? Where you just click and you get bananas and you trade them for Steam items or something. Anyway, a tree growing simulator, someone might be like, yeah, I'll just leave this running for the next 10 years. Although, ironically, it would be the opposite of planting a tree and watching it grow yourself, and that you'd be hurting the environment by leaving your computer on just to have a digital tree grow. All right, so it just says you won. And now if we set this thing to true, which I should just test the options later. Okay, next up, edit party. We're going to have it be that you click this, which means, I guess when you hover over this, it should say click to edit your party or location. Yeah. Are there insults there too? You'll never see this tree grow. Can we add a tooltip for just the entire thing here? I wonder, let's try. See what happens when we do this. So we're going to say tooltip on parent, and then we need to give it a tooltip. There. All right, what happens when we do that? A solar-powered tree growing simulator. You mean your computer is solar-powered? Because I believe all trees are solar-powered. Okay, it sort of works, but not really. Oh, I see. It doesn't work when you hover over this part, but it works when you hover over every other part. I wonder why. Probably just got rid of whatever happens on hover there. What happens on hover over here? It does something. I mean, it changes from white to blue. I could probably turn off the input handler on this thing. Can I? Is that even what I want to do? It's at the pass. Party member. It's at the stop on party member. So we would need to change it so that it's at the pass, I believe. Let's just do that. Let's just change it for everything. This is going to break, but I want to see if that fixes this. So I set this to pass, and now can we hover over this properly? Yes. But it is the entire section. So why is it the entire section? Because that's set to expand. Yeah. And I don't think we can change the container sizing on that, can we? This centers. This doesn't even center this. What? How is this centered? Oh, I remember. There's a setting inside party section itself that's set through code. Yeah, here. Somewhere. Center party members. There it is. It sets the alignment mode to center. Okay, but it's still going to take up as much space as possible. I think it should only be when you hover over each individual adventurer. Yeah. Overlay on Z equals 1, which has tooltip. Are you talking about the thing I'm doing here right now? Because I think, like, if you've ever done HTML coding, you've probably run into an issue sometimes where, like, you make a div when you shouldn't make a div and it's taking up the whole screen. And so you can actually hover over in blank space. That's kind of what's happening here. Like, I can hover over here in just random blank space. I think I need to make it so that only hovering over the party members will trigger this tooltip. And we could add the tooltip to each individual party member, I guess. I'm not even sure this is a good idea. Like, would you point at this and expect this to be able to edit your party? We could add a hotkey or something. Yeah, it turns out the hitbox is 3 miles wide. Yeah, good catch indeed, Raimu. Have a point, Raimu. All right, yeah. I think I want to change this, but I don't think this is worth changing for right now then. But I do kind of want to get rid of the edit party and location button because I think most of the time you're going to repeat the battle. And if you want to close this, you could just close it like that and then start a new one. Yeah, now that we're doing this, we can make the result label bigger. Label settings, font size. Actually, we didn't even really need label settings for this. I think we could have just overridden this, but I'll still set it to 24. Yeah. It did not update here, but the new one got the size. Yeah, so you won. You can see your current party that you had. Repeat battle I like. Edit party I think I want to get rid of. Edit party button. Goodbye. Edit party button. Whoops. So this just won't exist. Yeah. Okay. All right, what next? What else can we delete? What else can we gut from this window? So location, we're done. Total value of loot, that's done, that's done, that's done. And then stats. Oh, man. I don't want to hide the stats. Where did the stats show up? Duration label, DPS label. Where is all this? Stats container. Yeah, so we could just outright hide this. So where's our other thing? Here it is. Show stats. Okay. So if not show stats, then git node control stats container hide. How did I know it's called stats container? Huh. I don't know. Could check the scene file. I'm a harsh leader. Harsh leaner, harsh leader. All right, wow, that is that is much plainer now. You won, rogue. Repeat battle, auto battle. Yeah, and you wouldn't even have auto battle. In fact, I wonder if this is too basic. Maybe it is important to see what loot you got. Maybe not, though. I got to make sure that the start battle window can't go off the screen because I think everything tries to push it off the screen. Make sure the start instance window can't go off the screen. And then probably take a look at how to improve the start battle UI. Think of what a player knows and what they need to know as they're using this. All right, so we should win this battle, hopefully. You can do it. Don't die, mate. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so they got their items. It says you won. I think having a tooltip over this is definitely a good idea. Allow you to click the party on end battle screen to edit them. The tooltip should tell you this, and it should tell you about life regeneration. And maybe it should even say, this is the party you used. Yeah. So now it looks weird that this isn't centered. And we have no options, like there's show loot and show stats, but we need to actually put those options somewhere. And I guess what I'm probably going to do is just put them here. Game options, this will eventually be its own menu. I'll just keep throwing options here until we finally do make a game options menu, which maybe that's worth doing. Consider making the, well, no, I don't know. I think people would definitely excuse if they just showed up here and there's only like 3 options. Yeah. No, there's going to need to at least be 4. These 2 that I'm going to add, and then also a music option, a way of turning it off. because I don't think you're gonna want to hear that one track over and over and over. Excuse me. Okay, let's throw them into game options. Game options. This is in-game menu. Let's go over to in-game menu. All right, what are these called? Show loot and something else? And show battle stats? Yeah. So these are game scale settings. We just want to throw something else under here. Add child node. This will be a checkbox. This needs to go outside of this thing. It's so hard to do this. Okay. And this is going to be called show loot after winning a battle. Show loot on the battle results screen. And another one of these. Which is going to be called, what's the other thing we had? Oh yeah, show stats on the battle results screen. Okay. Show loot and show stats. Battle stats, show battle loot. You can't see the option to set it back anymore. Oh man. Yeah, those options eventually need to revert themselves. Unfortunately, I think the only thing you can do, and I know this sounds really bad, is edit the save file. I'm not even totally sure where it shows up on your disk. So Godot user save. Saving games, here it is. They have locations here somewhere. Saving and reading data, file system. User path, here it is, file paths. Aha, okay, so it is located in this folder. And then once you've found the save file, so let me go find it myself. That doesn't exist. What? Huh, okay. What is it? Skeleseller. Save data. Okay, yeah, so go into save data, Skeleseller save data, and then local settings. I'll type this out. And then just change the scale factor to 1 or 2. All right, so can we copy the path of this? Copy relative path. And then change content scale factor. Actually, just deleting the whole file. Yeah, just delete the whole file. That should work. Oh, I had a backslash when I was doing that? No, I did not. I think the quote should prevent needing a backslash to escape the space here. I'm not sure why that didn't work. I think maybe it's just that you can't have a quote around, yeah, can't have a quote around the tilde. It doesn't know that's a home directory. I don't know if that's a Z shell thing or not. Would it work with a single quote? No. Yeah, I don't know how you get that to work in a quoted string. But doesn't matter. We don't need it. Okay, so we added checkboxes. Now we need them to actually do something. In-game menu. There's load and save. What changes the scale controls? Oh, these just automatically take effect? Yeah. So we gotta properly save these. It's kind of a silly thing to be adding. Add options to the in-game menu for showing loot and stats. Make sure these persist to local. Should they be local settings? Maybe they're just proper save file settings to your save file. Not sure if they should be in your local settings or the main save. Probably the main save. All right, so there are a couple checkboxes. Do we not need these things over here? Get control, get button. All right, what is this? It is a checkbox. Oh man, we like streamed for a while today. So this is going to be show loot checkbox and show stats. Now we get those things and show stats, battle stats, and battle loot. Okay, when you click them, we got to do something. Yeah. So what's it going to do? In-game menu should go up to town and tell what exactly the end battle screen to show that. And then it should reconstruct any battle scenes, I guess you have. This is sort of bad. Yeah, in-game menu. Yeah, well, we have on save and on load, so I guess we're going to do this over here. Public event. Does it know what I want? No, it doesn't. On toggle show loot. And we need a boolean there. And we need the same thing for on toggle show stats. And then we want to call these things over here. On toggle show loot. And this should know the same thing. Delegate does not take 0 arguments. Toggled passes in a boolean. Emitted when the button was just toggled between pressed and normal states. Only if toggle mode is active. Yeah, I think that's right. Is pressed. I'm guessing that's what's passed in here. Yeah, looks good. Why not use a steno keyboard? I want to try one eventually, but I think that it's probably obnoxious to program on, despite that I've never tried one ever. But yeah. They have even things like the artsy keyboard. Let me show this. Yeah, a keyboard with literally only 8 characters, and you end up typing on it like this. Wait. Let me zoom out. How do you zoom out? Yeah, so this is how you type on this keyboard. Anyway, with a steno keyboard, I think it'd be something similar. You get whatever 10 keys or 12 keys or however much, and then you're using combos for all the things like quotation marks and curly braces and numbers and everything. What are we looking at here? This is an 8-key keyboard. I think it's generally intended as an accessibility forward keyboard. Like, let's say you only have one hand to type with, then this could be pretty nice. I don't know how fast people get with this sort of thing. I imagine not probably all that fast. Maybe like 50, 60 words per minute. Now, if you want to see a keyboard I typed with that you'd probably never have expected, check out this video. This is one of my cooler projects I've ever done in my life. Is this, yeah. I typed with a piano. And I got up to, I think my fastest was like 60 words per minute. But I spent a while practicing. First Rusty keyboard prototype of 12 keys. Oh yeah, I think I remember that. Although I don't think the goal was ever for it to stay at 12 keys, right? What did you end up doing with that? Are you using it as a macro pad or something? Because I was gonna say it could be pretty good for like muting your mic and changing scenes in OBS or something like that, right? Changing programs. Typing twice as fast as you could on a piano. Yeah, but I was bothering everybody around me. Your keyboard typing is probably relaxing. Drop firmware support. I see. Yeah. Steno's like 225. Yeah. The practice a lot, I think, is potentially an understatement for some people reading that. I don't think stenotype is like a, just, oh, on your free time, do this. I think it's like really prep for at least a year. And yeah, I don't think many people will probably benefit too much from going up to that amount of words per minute, especially now with AI. Even typing an email. The other day I typed some email and I said something like looking, and I just typed look, and it auto suggested like looking forward to meeting you or something like that. I was like, yep, that's what I wanted. So I typed 4 characters and then tab, so 5, and I typed out 31. So it's like 26 characters I just didn't have to use because some AI feature suggested a thing to me that I wanted. There's kind of no beating that sometimes, I think. You had to practice a bunch for your keyboard. So yeah, I definitely did. Yeah. And even once I'd practiced for that, then I switched to Colmac and I had to practice again. And I kept a whole bunch of stats on the process and how my words per minute went up and the accuracy that I had, and I wrote some notes and everything. Ugh, that was quite the process. On stats. Okay, so what are we doing here? We got to save this in your save file, which I guess the game could do itself. Something needs to track this somewhere, and something needs to know that it was set up, but then also something needs to tell the end battle screen about this. So instances manager, I guess we keep track of invincibility here too. Although I don't really like how this is done. But whenever we make the end battle screen, which is done from the instance manager, here we could initialize this with whether we should show these things, but we need to be able to toggle them eventually anyway. Maybe we pass in like a battle stats options bundle sort of thing. So how about we figure out where we're storing this to begin with? I think the in-game menu is a pretty reasonable place. We have load, so I think this is the only place where this can happen. It is, but there's no loaded thing there. That's fine. I still think we should say this here. Private bool show loot. Private bool show stats. Should probably call this show battle stats. Yeah, before I check this in, I'll do that. Rename show loot and show stats to show battle loot and show battle stats. All right. So when you do this, we're going to set this to whether this is pressed or not, and then same thing down here. Show stats. Then in the town, we're sending this data over, and this needs to tell the instances manager about this so that it can pass it on. So we'd technically be storing it in two different places unless we kept a reference to some object that encapsulates this. And I think that would be reasonable to do. Yeah. 120 words per minute, accuracy 97%. Yeah. I think that's really good. I do think that typing is still going to be people's main form of input for another few years, but then it is actually kind of a toss-up. Like, if you could just speak to your computer all day and get it to type the code for you, would you? And if you're in an office setting right next to somebody else, maybe not. But if you're at home, who knows? Maybe you might. And AI just kind of fills in all the blanks for you. What a world. What a world. Okay, I do think I want to encapsulate this. I think I want some sort of like game options object that we can pass around where needed, and we just end up changing its settings internally. Is there any other game setting we need? No, not yet. We have literally 3 settings. It's the game scale, which is a video option, and then 2 game options. So really only 2 game options, I guess. Can't get above 90 to 100. I bet if you did like half an hour of dedicated practice every day, you would probably see that rise, because you'd start to learn the bigrams and trigrams that are giving you trouble, and you'd sort of just embed those in your memory. You do the long quote mode though. Yeah. Okay, so where do we want to save this? Skeleseller game. Time to look through the folders. Where should this go? It's like game options. I'm tempted to put it in save system. I don't think it really belongs there. Maybe UI. Yeah, UI. I think that's pretty reasonable. Game options going into UI. Yeah, sure. Also, we kept local settings there, which is a further thing saying that I should probably put this in there. All right, so we'll call this game options. And this is not a static class. Game options. This encapsulates any game options in one instance so that the instance can be passed to anything that needs to read the options. All right, so we only have two things we want to store first. So we take this out of in-game menu, show stats and show loot. Okay. Then we keep track of a game options here. Game options. New. Then we want to set these things here. All right, now make these public for now. Actually, they can just both stay public. It's not like they just need to be this way for now. Okay. Am I a virtual machine? Yes. I do not exist in the real world. I'm a figment of your imagination. I'm doing typing tests. I can have two approaches, just mentally going for it and trying as hard as I can and taking a slower, more consistent approach. Yeah, that accuracy trade-off is pretty interesting. I remember reading some stats a long time ago about like backspace is probably the most pressed key for some people if you consider English letters versus backspace. And every time you backspace, you're technically not only deleting a character, but probably also having to type another character afterward. So it's a big indicator that you're slowing yourself down. Hey, Danilo, and thanks. Apparently there's a Discord, but the command doesn't work. Yeah. Just need to get on that somehow. Okay, so game options. I feel like game options should be the thing that have on toggle loot. And it should not be on the in-game menu. But it does, no, it does matter. Yeah, it matters. It definitely matters. Okay, let's put them over here then. Which means you gotta go change some other things too. Oh man. Oh, sorry, Pressel. Yeah, new glasses. Yeah, nice. You did realize. I think you're the first person who commented. They're very subtly different. Can you see all the people who didn't notice before as I zoom in on my face and then don't show you because my hand's in front of the camera? All right, so this is going to be in-game options now. Actually, we should just change these here. I'm just being silly on a lot of this stuff. All right, so the only way we can have a set here is if we also have a backing thing. Private bool show loot, show stats. So get's going to return the values of those things. Show loot, and then set is going to not only set the thing, but also invoke this. Yeah. So it's the same thing with this. In fact, if we just delete it, it'll probably know what to type out. Perfect. And then we delete the semicolons. And we should be good. Event should not follow property. All right, which means that we don't need this anymore. We just change them there, and then the town can figure it out on its own. So we can get, oh, we can't get game options. I didn't make that public. Public get private set. All right. Game options. Event should not follow a property. Cool. I already kind of realized in the morning stream I couldn't connect the dots. Ah, very perceptive. Time to go home. You're not home already? Isn't it super late? Wow. Burning the midnight oil. Okay, so we get game options, on toggle stats. Actually, we don't even need a listener here anymore. We just need to pass in the game options to the instances manager. This is much smarter. Where do we initialize this thing? Here we go. Init with this, and then the in-game menu game options, which may not exist yet. Where do we do this? We get this here. But in-game menu only does this stuff in ready. Oh, which would have already been called, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we pass in game options. Actually, we could have just had a get on the town. Yeah. I don't see a problem with doing that. Although maybe this is not smart. All right, put this here. And this will get in-game menus, game options. Field, initializer. Oh, that's not what that's supposed to say. All right, over to instances manager. So now we want to save a reference to the game options here. Or not even necessarily save a reference. We just need to get the handlers on these. So let's do town.gameoptions.on toggle show loot. So we need to do something here. What are we doing? No, we do need to save this. What am I talking about? Of course we do. Private game options, game options. All right. Equals, yeah, I guess null. Does your tenant allow you to work this late? Yeah, I think the important part is sustainability. I also think there are very, very small exceptions that should be made with respect to work-life balance. Like, if you've been putting in 2 years of work for something and you have a launch date and you're like, oh man, I need to work a few extra hours, it's okay to do that, I think. I think if you're constantly in crunch time for that 2 years, that's probably tough, but everyone has a different definition of work-life balance. Also, I feel like I've got some momentum, so I'd like to just keep going for a little bit. I probably won't go for longer than another 45 minutes or so. Kind of just want to get this done and not have the context on my mind anymore. All right, so game options, we're going to just store these here. We don't store the town. Yeah, I guess let's just store the game options in, huh? And then we need to have a toggle thing. We actually don't need them for this. All right, now let's think. We pass this into the end battle screen. Yeah, just initialize this with the game options. Okay, game options, game options. Now here's where we can finally put this to use. All right, we have these testeroni show loot and whatever else. And those are used here and somewhere else. If we just save off the game options and we can always tell what the current value is. And I think that's the easiest way to do this. So we don't need this anymore. And in a init, we're going to save this. And then use this here. This is show loot. And this is dumb. Just realized, why would I want to change this if you've already shown a battle screen? Where's the other thing? It was called testeroni something. Testeroni. Here it is. Show stats. If not game options, show stats, then hide it. Yeah. All right, let's try that out. It's not going to get saved correctly yet. Testeroni stick of truth. Sword of 1,000 truths. Game options cannot be found. I don't think so, code. I think it can be found and you're just not trying hard enough. Caleb. Oh, went back to the office to get my laptop. I see. Why do some commands come through one bot and some come through the... Yeah, I never figured that out. I never really looked into it too much. In fact, is the bot saying anything? Because I think they're just coming through my own account right now. Yeah, I think it has to do with it has 2 different tokens and it somehow starts sending commands with the wrong token. And it's not really a big concern. All right, is it working? Let's see. Is it having to go through your account liability? No, it has to go through my account for some other reason. I don't remember what though. I probably have it written down in the code base. Let's find out really quickly. Where's the M file? Here it is. Huh. Why do I need that token? Twitch access token, set up tokens. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not going to look into this anymore. I forgot. That's the short answer. All right, I want to see these options work. So we're going to create a battle, win it. We do see stats. Why do we see stats? Oh, because it broke. Well, isn't that nice? Line 82, which is presumably where I am either trying to read this thing. This is not the right file. 82. Game options. So game options doesn't exist. Init is what should set in. Is this init? So then something is probably trying to use this in ready. Yeah, that's a problem. So we just delete this. Put this over here. Which means we don't need to save this off. So yeah, let's just delete it. No, now it says it's unused. Oh yeah, because of this. Let's try that out. Those even are variables. The variable names in that Abbott file I was showing. .env. I think we were looking at this. Yeah. Oh, the blah, blah, blah stuff. Those were just comments. Well, they're essentially like comments. These are supposed to be sensitive pieces of information. So all this says is like, you got to fill this in. And if you find the word blah somewhere, it means that you didn't fill it in. Okay, cool. So we're not showing anything. Now we are going to click show loot and we're going to repeat battle. Now loot shows up. Good. That should probably be centered, but let's not worry about that now. Now we're going to say show stats and repeat battle, and it's showing stats. Nice. And now we're going to hide loot and we're going to repeat the battle. Yep. Nice. Perfect. Maybe instead of U1, we could say U1 and then colon loot earned. If you're showing loot. Also, I do want to center that. I don't know how we do that. Oh, and then we need to save these things too. Yeah. All right, let's close out of those things. All right, so center the loot. Go over to here, we go over to here, and we just set this to center, and then hit play and hope it works. Oh, wait. Show loot. Nice. All right, but we got to try what happens when you win like 400 items. So let's go and set this to be new item ID dot just something, big mana potion 1,3, new item ID dot boots 100, 200. Okay, so we're gonna get a whole lot of items out of this. So we do that, show loot, and then build this so that we can go over to here so that you can see how many crazy items we get from this. Lots and lots of boots. And yeah, looks good. Yeah, you can scroll down and see them all still. They're centered. It's probably a little hard to tell, but yeah, you can see on the bottom row, it centered them within that row. And I don't really care how this looks. I just wanted to be centered originally, and they are. So yeah, we're good. They're just going to carry those boots around forever, though. All right, so we got that centered. We got that thing working. We don't have it saving yet. And I think you would expect this to roam. So if you're playing on computer A and you go to play on computer B, I think you would want it to save your loot settings. So that means we got to put it into town save data somewhere. I guess we'll just store game options save data. Yeah, public game options save data. There we go. I don't think my posture is as good as it looks. I should have my shoulders like farther back, and my legs are not actually in the right position either. All right, that is slightly better posture. Yeah. I don't have a posture command. Is the loot randomized or fixed? It's randomized, but it's not like thoroughly randomized. The way it works is any number of items that you see here, you'll always get somewhere between 2 to 3 hooded cloaks, and you always get 0 or 1 dagger. So that's how this particular instance works, and it's rolled linearly. So it's not weighted toward one or the other. It's not like you get one or the other. It's yeah. Are the environment sprites a package you bought? Yes, those are coming from Super Retro World. Oh, no need to be sorry. That's totally fine. Yeah. I don't mind answering questions like that. All right, so start instance save data. We're going to go save this as game options save data and then rename this. And we could just serialize a game options. I feel like that's the smarter way of doing this. But it's just going to have the same properties anyway, right? So might as well just go get those. Let's do it this way. All right, now we just find git and just delete all these lines and just write git set. All right, I think one of these has like a serialized to something or other. Do we ever do this anywhere? Storeroom save data maybe? Where do we use this? Storeroom has a, yeah, save data thing. Okay, let's just get that. Public. You changing them to something custom made before release? No, I don't think so. Yeah. We've got a lot of custom artwork in the game. The characters, the adventurers are all custom. The battle graphics and stuff, the skeleton, the items are just from a different asset pack, I guess. But yeah, I think there's enough custom artwork where it'll look different from other people's games that are made with this. Do you have any tips on becoming a self-taught web developer? I think if you're self-teaching, I'd say there are a couple things. Make sure you're learning and make sure you're motivated. And both of these have their own sets of things you should do. But as far as the make sure you're learning, it's like you can still be self-taught and learn from other people. This should be one of your avenues of learning. There are lots of other avenues. You know, you can just dive into code, do Stack Overflow, AI, tutorials, videos. But this part's really important because otherwise you can get into behaviors and habits that you don't ever sort of correct or learn more about. So a lot of programming problems, you have method A to solve it, method B to solve it, and they're both pretty much like, I don't know, maybe they're like 50% of the best solution. There is no clear winner here. You should still know what the differences are, why you might use one over the other. And that applies to lots of different things. So yeah, augment your self-learning with the occasional like lecture on YouTube or something, or looking at other people's GitHubs and seeing what they're doing, or contribute to an open source project or something. Will there be other themes, either palette, color, season, snow, fall, etc.? Probably not for the town, but I could see some of the battles using different ones. So for example, right now, if you go to grant most things, no, there's no edit button anymore. I'm gonna miss that. But yeah, there's like the volcano area, there's the dungeon area. So there are some different tile sets in there. I know I'm covering half of this, but you can see it's different at least. But yeah, the town itself, it'll probably just always remain the same season. I don't even think we'll do a day-night cycle or anything. I feel like a day-night cycle is good if it's going to impact gameplay. Although I know some games just make it purely visual. Anyway, save data for this is going to be return new and then just fill in the things. Easy peasy. Then we need a load from save data, which I'm guessing the storeroom also has something like that. Yeah, load from save data. Okay, let's copy paste this and put this here. Load from save data takes a game option save data, and this is so dead simple that you just let the AI do it. All right, next up, we need to save this from the town. So now there is a save data function. We get game options save data. Perfect. And then when we load, we just load that stuff in. Oh, this won't work. Because we need to set the checkboxes correctly. Yeah, I agree with what Shock is saying. Find something simple and do that. Hey, Mystical Cell. Love the shirt. I love the shirt too. For anyone who hasn't seen it yet, it's the only time you're going to see me wearing a t-shirt on stream. Gotta stay true to the brand. One brand or the other. Either Adam Lawrence or Skeleseller. Oh, by the way, other thing, Mystical Cell, check this out. There is now a Steam page that everyone can go look at. And more importantly, click wish list on. Oh, wink, wink. All right, so the in-game menu needs to load from game options. Load game options. Or load from save data. Then we go make this function. And make it public. And move it somewhere else. Where is the first public one? Here. And then game options can load from save data. And then we can set... Oh, nice. Except for that's not what this is called. It's some like ridiculous function name. Set press no signal. I always found that ridiculous. Set press no signal. All right, that should work. Is there a command to get the merch link? Yeah, merch. And also shirt, I guess. Yeah. Can I buy that shirt? Yes, you can buy that shirt. Although I will say this, I think I'm going to raise the logo a little bit higher up on the shirt. So if you like this style, exactly what you see me wearing right now, then feel free to buy it. If you want it to be a little bit lower, or sorry, a little bit higher, then wait a bit. Why can't I find it on the Steam store? Does that go through some checks? No, it should be there. Oh yeah, yeah. It's only been there as of an hour ago, maybe. And thanks, Ribbon. Link goes to the Google Doc and the link is in there. How about a direct merch link? I can't do that, unfortunately, without using a third-party website, because if someone in the UK clicks the .com link, it'll just show as unavailable for them. And I think it's the same thing if you were to click this being in the US. And it's just so stupid. And the only third party I really know of that does this is Genius. And I think it's a subscription service. I'm not actually sure. Genius. Amazon links. URL shortener. Try it free. Okay, yeah, they have a pricing page here. I don't know. Yeah, they must limit you some number of clicks. I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah. Thanks, Yandacast. Will it be for Linux as well? Yeah. Okay, so what did we just do? Oh yeah, we made it so you can save these things now. So if I click save, and then I quit the game, and I quit that version of the game, and I reload it. Thank you. Wink, wink. Okay, load game. So these things both got checked. Now we're just going to check one of them and save. Oh, actually, you know what else? Let's try winning the battle. Yeah, good. Loot shows up, but not the stats. Okay, now we're going to quit, and we're going to go load. Just want to make sure this works at a basic level. So now it's just show loot. And now just show stats, save, load. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So auto battle, we need to conditionally unlock auto battle. Conditionally show auto battling in the end screen UI. Yeah, so we've drastically cut down on the information there. Will shirts ever be available in Canada? I assume the Amazon.com link could ship them to Canada. Does that work? Because if not, I don't think there was a Canada-specific Amazon link. Although Amazon.ca does exist, right? Yeah. How to go from beginner developer to senior developer in just a few months? Please let me know. I don't think that's possible. Super hard to play this game. I've been loving the stream. Oh, cool. Thanks, Cisco Burrito. Also making a 2D pixel game, and your stream inspires me to keep coding. I'm really glad to hear it. Yeah. And for those who haven't heard, September 27th is when you'll be able to play the next alpha version. So I've been calling it Checkpoint 3 or V0.3. It's not going to be complete. Not all the content's going to be there, but it represents a big leap from the last version. technically, if you wanted to, and I really don't recommend doing this, you could go download the last version of it. But this is v0.2, which was launched like 2 months before when the next one's going to be launched. So yeah, I suggest waiting. But yeah, end of next week. What am I building? I'm building a game called Skeleseller. It is a game where you build up a town and you hire adventurers and they do battle for you. And when they win the battle, you will get items and you can sell those items in your town. So you just need to build a place for them to be sold. I don't have the money because I hacked something into the game just there. Yeah. So you drop this item off, then customers will come out of this portal over here, go buy your item. Yeehaw. And you get 3 gold. And yeah, you use the money to upgrade your adventurers, upgrade your town, hire more adventurers. And yeah, Ski has joined the team, which is congratulations to me. Ski offered help, and I took him up on it. Okay, so we just want to check this stuff in. Let's make sure nothing stupid was being checked in here. So far looks good. Yep, looks good, looks good. Wait, why did we do this? We did this because we tried adding a tooltip. I don't want to keep that tooltip there, though. Yeah, this should be deleted, which means that the other bit should be deleted as well. I want to revert party member. Yeah. Okay, let's start again. This is all good. Good, good, good. Good, but I'll eventually replace that probably. Yeah, also good. We got rid of the total loot value. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Because nothing else in the game would tell you that. Although you could add up the numbers yourself. You just probably wouldn't do that. Yeah. Looks good. Yeah, looks good so far. Everything is looking nice. Yeah, cool. All right, add options, or I guess reduce clutter in end battle screen. So I hid some stuff by default, and now there are game options to show them again. Other stuff is just hidden for good. I am kind of bummed about the edit battle button. Or at least until I code something else to replace them. Pretzel, I sure hope not. There are very few VIPs in chat. And some of them are from years ago, and I don't even fully remember why I made them VIPs. I assume it was just they were super helpful. And rather than give out points and have people be at like 7,000 points, I just was like, hey, you can have a little gem next to your name. I mean, that's actually how most people became moderators in chat, is they were just helpful and around. And I was like, okay, I'll make you a mod. And I'm very grateful for the moderator team that we have now. But yeah, I certainly placed my trust in a lot of people at first. I haven't really ever pruned that list. I probably should for the people who are inactive. Yeah. Okay, well, we made a lot of progress. We still have a lot of things to do. The important thing that I got to work on, and maybe I'll put in some more time tomorrow. Actually, I want to kind of put in half an hour per day. I'm like almost done with this track, and I've changed some of this section and this section. So toward the end, I just need to figure out the ending thing. There's still a lot to do. But yeah, the 1 minute, what? Just saying you look like Jeff Goldblum. Give me VIP. No, but it does get you added to the Jeff Goldblum list. So let's throw you on the bottom of this. Pasted image cannot be found. Oh no. Who's ever going to see the HashiCorp CTO? All right, I'll have to delete this. You get a sneak peek of the music? Yeah, I'll play it. But that means I need to stop talking for a while. I will say this before we get to the end of this bit at the end, this is not finished. In fact, let me just bump it off to this. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, well, anyway, it's not finished at the end. So I've got to finish the last like few measures. What's the list for? The list is for whenever someone says I look like somebody else, I've added a line to this list. And there were some pretty funny ones in here. Oh, I know why I can't find these. Oh, I shouldn't have deleted that. Hang on, I got to write a note to myself. Give me a sec. I will play the music. The Jeff Goldblum list has incorrect paths to the attachments since I moved the folder it shows up in. I really do document everything. Yeah, and the funniest one of these, in my opinion, was... Oh, no, it's not there because it's only a picture. Oh, hang on. I got to pull this up because this really is hilarious. Let me find this. Where is this thing located? Goldblum list. But where was it before, I wonder? Streaming community. Give me a sec. Whoops. No, where is this thing? Anonymous. Oh man. Oh wait, maybe I found it. Was this it? Yeah, this. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Oh my god. I am like thoroughly messing this up. I'm just trying to open this picture, make it a little bit bigger. Left. Oh my god, I cannot make that any bigger. Anyway, whatever. Left just thought I looked like the bee from the movie. All right. Anyway, here's the music. Here's Wonderwall. Okay, then right at the end, I have an idea for what I wanted as the ending, but I haven't actually finished it, and it doesn't fit yet. But it sounds like this. Anyway, not sure how I feel about that. Just leave what here? What's that video? How do I see this without YouTube just auto-playing stuff for me? Oh, it's already muted, so I can click this. RuneScape Sea Shanty 2. Huh. It's actually pretty good. What's wrong with the end? It doesn't mesh with what's before it. Is that play recorded or click composed piano? It's mostly play recorded, although then I like thoroughly tweaked it in FL Studio. I composed another couple of things too, but I just never finished editing them into the program. I don't know. I don't even know. For those who haven't heard it, I'll try to play it, but this keyboard's so tiny that it's not really going to work. But the other one sounded like this. Yeah, that makes it look huge. Yeah, I know, it's like the size of my hand. And the other one was a little bit more kind of minor key sounding, but wait, how's this even go? Oh yeah. Oh, I don't have enough keys for this. I'll go after that. Something like that. Not sure if it's gonna work as well. I was listening to some of the Earthbound music recently. I was like, this is pretty good stuff. And I wonder if I should analyze their chords and figure out like, does this work for mine? Is it the right style, etc. So there's a lot of work to be done with the music stuff too. Didn't repeat the chord so much. I let the top line stand out more. Yeah, when I play it on just a tiny keyboard, I think it's just to get the structure of it. But if you're saying the final piece also sounded like I should just let the top line stand out more, please do let me know, because this is supposed to represent a finished product, whereas what I just played on the keyboard represents an unfinished product. Anyway, I need to get going. I've been streaming for like all day. How long has it been? Yeah, almost 8 hours. And I don't normally do this. No, talking about that. Yeah. That hasn't been finalized yet. So I think it'll sound better once it, well, I don't even know if it's gonna end up making it in, because I don't know if it sounds too much like it's in a minor key. It is in a minor key, but sounding like it is different. All right, let's see if we can find someone new. Take care, Strock. See ya. All right, who have I not rated before? Have I rated this person? No, I have not. Okay, we're gonna raid this person. I do not know what they're doing. I've never watched them before. But thank you all for watching. Remember, there is a Steam page now that you can go wishlist the game if you want to. Oh yeah, I love David Wise's music. I think it's great. I have not played Tree of Savior. No. All right, so let's raid this person. Oh, all right, I will be back on Wednesday, and we're just gonna keep doing this stuff until we launch the next version of the game. So I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.